the league of opportunity in the XFL. No one's given a lot of these players a chance in football, yet here they are.
What got them here? Drive.
Don't hold them back today. Yeah!
The work they put in.
What you want, right?
The sweat that poured out.
Whole squad ready.
The belief that kept them going for the dream.
Delirium in D.C.
That's what this game means.
That's the catch of the season in the XFL.
Whole squad ready.
These players seized the opportunity.
Unbelievable.
And now,
Big-time players
it's paying off.
make big-time plays and big-time moments. This is a Big Ten moment.
We've been grinding hard on the job. Can't take that from us. Dominate.
The defenders dominating from the start.
Let's go! Hell yeah!
With just one last step to take.
Look, another trip to San Antonio. Get that championship.
The Renegades hitting their stride at the perfect time.
How about Arlington?
Proving to the world they're not just a Cinderella story.
We gotta finish now.
With their destiny in their own hands.
And their dream within reach.
Whole squad ready.
Welcome to the 2023 XFL Championship.
I'm going to the top.
They have worked all season for this, and tonight, from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, a champion will be crowned. The Arlington Renegades, with an upset win in the championship game of the South, have made their way here to take on the 10-1 DC Defenders. It all ends here tonight in San Antonio.
Let's go finish this game and finish the season off right. Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Finish. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Get it up! Hey! Destroyers on 3! 1, 2, 3, destroy! What a journey it has been for the 10 XFL teams that have started a season, and now we end with 2. Out of the north come the Defenders from D.C., the class of the league all season long, and Arlington representing the South after a major upset in the division championship game against Houston. Here's how they got here. It was a tie game at the half. D.C. leaned on its running game with Abe Smith leading the way, and Jordan Tamu hooking up with his tight ends time after time. It turned into a walkover over Seattle, a 37-21 win for D.C. The upset came in H-Town. Luis Perez with 3 touchdown passes, many of them deep balls to Javante Payton, and the Renegades ran away with that trophy, 26-11, the final 2 weeks ago in Houston. Defenders ready to go. Here's a look at the bracket and how we got here. Arlington with the upset over Houston. DC in cruise control over Seattle. And it all ends right here in San Antonio. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Greg McElroy. We've got Katie George and Cole Kublik down on the field. It has been such a wonderful season. And I got 2 teams ready to finish it up. And what a fantastic journey for everybody involved.
12 incredible weeks. Great to be on the road interacting with unbelievable fan bases that have grown so significantly overnight. From St. Louis to Seattle to the Beer Snake in D.C. It culminates here with an incredible championship with a ton of different storylines surrounding it.
And what a matchup we have. Arlington kind of backdoored their way into the playoffs and then pulled off the upset of the season. They don't even average 15 points a game with their offense, but it is a new look offense at that. D.C. scores 30 points a game. Greg Williams has them blitzing all the time. This is a typical David versus Goliath matchup.
Very much so. DC has been incredible all season long. From week 1 all the way through week 11 in the semifinal game, just relentless both offensively and defensively. And Arlington bringing new meaning to, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. This team was brutal there in the middle part of the season. Finally found their quarterback in Luis Perez, played their best football down the stretch, and they might have the momentum necessary to pull off an unlikely XFL championship.
If you're just joining us, we do embrace betting in the XFL, so if you're so inclined, have a couple shekels to spare. Here's what it looks like, and it has continually climbed. The line is now 8.5 with DC favored. The total has climbed to 49. Greg McElroy, which way do you lean?
Man, I loved the line initially at 6.5. It told me you got to take the Renegades. DC's hot as can be. The Sharps clearly backing the Defenders as that line has now steamed north of 8. The total's what's catching my eye. Look at DC, 10-1 on the over this year.
We've got star power in the building. When we return, Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia with Katie George.
BC.
It's a culmination of an entire season, and for more, let's get you down to the sideline. Katie George is joined by Chairwoman Danny Garcia and co-owner Dwayne Johnson.
Thanks, Tom. Danny Garcia, Dwayne Johnson, great to be with you both. As chairwoman and visionary of this league, you're about to crown a champion in 3 hours' time. How fulfilling has this journey been?
This journey has exceeded every expectation. My athletes, our coaches, our fans, they have come so passionately. Everyone has given their all for this moment. This is an iconic moment for me. I'm so thrilled.
Well said. Dwayne, I know you stand here with a lot of pride. What has this first season proven to you as an owner and proven to the football community in general?
I think what this first season of the XFL has proven to us as owners, to the football community, whom we embrace because we love the game of football, it has proven that we can do it. We can do this. We can create in time, day by day, the best spring football league in the world. But what it's also proven, and perhaps more important, is when you give players an opportunity to get after it, live their dream. I got goosebumps now thinking about it, because when you give players the opportunity that I wish I had, but you give players the opportunity and a little bit more, they get after their greatness, and that's what you're going to see tonight. So that's what it proves.
Thank you both for the time. Enjoy the championship.
Thank you.
Tom?
The Alamo Dome is just about ready. The players this close to realizing their dream. As we get you closer to kickoff, let's get you back down to the field here in San Antonio.
XFL fans, if you're able, please rise for the presentation of our nation's colors, presented by Joint Base San Antonio Joint Color Guard. Here to perform the God Bless America, please welcome Sergeant First Class Christopher Stone from Fort Sam's own 323rd Army Band.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Please remain standing and remove your hats. Now, here to perform the national anthem, please welcome San Antonio's very own 8-year-old Mateo Lopez.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air,
There is a buzz in the building. When we return, we'll hear from both head coaches as we move closer to kickoff and crowning of an XFL champion.
This buzz for you.
I have a big pride factor in why I go out in the field every day. That why has helped me every single day.
My why is my family. They've been with me since the beginning. And they also motivated me to, be the best player out there.
Faith is the biggest reason why I, do what I do. God's calling me to play football, and it means the world to go out with a punch and win the XFL championship.
There's no question of motivation for Luis Perez or any of the players in this game. Welcome back to San Antonio. Tom Hart alongside Greg McElroy. There's so much at stake, not just for these teams and a trophy and a championship, but all of the individuals who will see the field tonight.
I think that's what's really special about this league. Dwayne Johnson mentioned it earlier, just the opportunity to get game film against professional level competition is so significant. So while the team goal tonight remains the highest priority, you can't disregard the fact that in 2 days' time, a lot of these guys, both on this field and throughout the XFL, will be signing with NFL teams and will take their shot in camp to hopefully make an NFL roster.
DC has been the class of the league. Reggie Barlow is their head coach and the XFL Coach of the Year. He's with Cole Kubelik.
Coach Barlow, one of the really cool things you told us this week, you've been a part of a lot of championship teams. You said the coolest part about this one was it was a blank slate when we started. We didn't know anything, we didn't have anything, and now you're here playing for a championship. How do you turn that blank slate into a trophy?
Well, these guys have been doing it all year. They've put in the work, they've bought into team, they've taken coaching, and we're just happy to be their coach. Excited to watch them tonight. They've worked hard all week, and should be fun.
Thank you, Coach. Katie?
Thanks, Cole. Coach Stoops, you've won conference championships, national championships. Now you're playing for an XFL championship. What would it mean to you to hoist that trophy with this team in this league?
Hey, championship's a championship, so it'd mean a great deal to the team, to myself, to everybody.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Talking with the coaches in the field before the game, they said it's time to cut them loose. Hayes in the barn. The coaching generally is done. Final game of the XFL season. And if you're just joining us, the kickoff teams look a little bit different. Receiving team lines up at the 30. The coverage team 5 yards away. Promotes returns, takes away most touchbacks, and brings an added element of safety to kickoffs. Matt McCrane will get us started. Joe Powell is back to receive for Arlington. Game number 43 of the XFL season. It's Arlington and DC, and we are underway in San Antonio. Can't move till the receiver touches it. Powell gathered at the 5. Can't find the sideline, and he takes it out to the 24-yard line. The Arlington Renegades have had an up and down season, 4-6 during the regular season. Lowest scoring offense in the league. They're on their 3rd different starter, including one, Luis Perez, who started the league with another team. He was with Vegas for the first 7 weeks of the season, came over in a mid-season trade, and he threw for 3 touchdowns in the championship of the South.
Very smart quarterback that does a great job of distributing the football. You talk to anyone on the Arlington staff, he's been the glue. And a big reason why they're in this game, he gave this offense the confidence to finally start to match the potential.
They start Brian Herring at tailback. Perez pressured, and somehow he gets it away and finds his receiver. An ad-lib by Luis Perez, who learned the game of football by watching YouTube. Tyler Vaughn's with the catch, and Bellamy had him in his grasp but couldn't bring him down.
And right out of the gate, Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the defenders, bringing the heat right off the edge. But Luis Perez sees it late, reacts just quickly enough, stays upright, and delivers the football. As there's an injured defender on the field, it looks like Karan Reed.
And so Reed being helped out, that is a staple of what Greg Williams wants to do. Former NFL head coach, longtime defensive coordinator. How much pressure do you expect he brings tonight?
You would be hard pressed to find the snaps that he won't bring pressure. I mean, he wants to ramp it up If you talk to Greg Williams, he's a very aggressive defensive mind, wants to bring pressure from all over the places, calls some of the disguises that they use defensively, calls them bogeys, says they have 22 up tonight here in the championship game.
Davion Smith now in a tailback for Arlington, second best rusher in the league. A little play action look. They swing it out. This is Caleb Vander Esch, and he takes it for an Arlington first down. What a difference Luis Perez has made to this Arlington team, bringing leadership and knowledge.
Hey, let's go. Hey, be alert, okay? Here we go. Hey, give me some time. Gun dice left. Chip, 3-jet. Z-topper X, shake. On turbo, ready? On turbo, here we go.
And you hear just the little things there with Luis Perez's play call. A couple reminders, hey, be alert. Give you some time. This one's going to take a second. So those are the little things that you can do as a quarterback to make all 10 other offensive players better.
Play clock got to about a half second before they got it off, and he dumps it off to Vander Esch for the second time. And Vander Esch picks up a first down. It looks like Arlington also wants to get it moving a little bit and run with a little bit of tempo.
He took a big hit here. Hung in there as long as he could. Lost inside on the left side as Willie Beavers gets beat inside there by Joe Wallace, who delivers the hit. But right there is Vander Esch in the flat. The quick, easy outlet for Perez to turn into a nice game.
Perfect 3-for-3 start for Luis Perez. Harlan Hill Award winner as the D2 Player of the Year, Texas A&M Commerce. Here's Davion Smith's first touch, and he rips off a 14-yard gain.
Davion Smith's been the bell cow all year long for the Arlington Renegades. Great block on the perimeter. You see the pulling right guard. That's Garrett McGinn, who gets out in front as well. But if you talk to anybody with the Arlington Renegades, while the quarterback play has been up and down, Davion Smith has been that reliable back in the backfield. Very physical runner, former Michigan Wolverine, knows how to get downhill and finish runs.
He and his two brothers all played running back in the Big Ten. Fake toss. Perez lost the football, and he's got to scramble to recover it. He didn't like the hit he got from Bellamy late. It's a loss of 3.
Looked like as he turned around, Bellamy obviously coming unblocked off the edge. Only has one hand on the football as he tries to evade, just loses the grip. And is fortunate enough to jump back on it to set up 2nd and 13.
Hey, gun on down the strips right. 15 sub-duels. Ready? Gotta go.
Play clock's at 5 now.
Here we go. Turn, it up.
Here's Smith, and nothing doing. Cole, you've watched this Arlington offensive line all season. What's your grade on them?
They've gotten a lot better as the season has progressed, Tom. I would have told you probably C minus early. They had some injuries, had to move some guys around. But Jonathan Heimbach's one of the best offensive line coaches in football. He's done an amazing job with this group. They're B+, A- level here in the last home stretch.
Ryan Folkerts is their center. They made a move and put him in the middle of everything after playing guard. He's the O-line coach at Wingate University. And on the trip over, he was making recruiting calls. Pressure coming, 3rd and 13. Here's Sal Cannella. First down and room to run. Touchdown, Arlington. Beat the blitz for a 41-yard score.
Just a great job of picking up the pressure inside. They try to drop a defensive end out underneath Cannella, but he's got too much speed as he hits the seam for a big play and a great opening drive for the Renegades.
Luis Perez, a perfect 4 for 4 on that drive. Now, no kicking point afters in the XFL. You have tiered conversion attempts. Arlington will go for 2 from the 5. Been their denomination of choice most of the season.
Watch out there. Here we go. Hey, let's go, raccoon. Raccoon. Hey, raccoon. Gotta go, raccoon. Turn, listen up.
Perez had it batted away. They failed to convert. Fidel Brown had the coverage.
Just a great job of assessing the pressure that you knew was going to come all week long against the Greg Williams coach defense. Andre Mitzi can't get underneath it as Sal Cannella with way too much speed. And we'll be right back after these messages from your ABC stations.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
The XFL Championship game on ABC is presented by Progressive, the right call to protect your home and car. U.S. Army veteran Stephanie Hoffman is a welder, a welding instructor from New Jersey. She designed this beautiful championship trophy that is on the line tonight. Luis Perez took some hits on that drive, working with quarterback coach Chuck Long and looking at,
you can see why it looks like zero, right?
the point after. Taylor Russolino will kick it away after that opening drive score. Puka Williams Jr., former Kansas Jayhawk, set to receive. Taken at the 11. He's got elite speed. Williams trying to find a gap, and he gets stood up at the 29-yard line. Well, the team from our nation's capital had a season of success. Only one loss in the regular season. Best record in the league. The best rushing team in the league. The only team with over 1,000 rushing yards. Abram Smith led the way. Jordan Ta'amu, the offensive player of the year. Smith, all league, is the leading rusher. But their offense kind of changed its identity about midway through the season. Less about the run and more through the air. Ta'amu keeps it and gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Will Clark. It's a loss of a couple.
And DC's offensive identity, it really is all about getting Abe Smith going. But Jordan Ta'amu has gotten more and more comfortable running this offense that is really based on the run-pass option. Every single run play is tagged with a pass route, and his comfort level within the system has only grown over the course of the first 11 weeks.
Ta'amu pulls it back. It's deflected near the line of scrimmage. Sal Cannella had the touchdown for Arlington. He's with Katie.
Thanks, Tom. Sal, heck of a play. How'd that one open up for you?
They brought the blitz. This is a hot player, so quick eyes. Luis saw it, got me the ball, and took it from there.
Why has this offense been so good at starting fast as of late?
I just think it's our mentality, the way we're prepared throughout the week. You know, just we got a bunch of leaders and it all came together, you know, and just we knew what type of team we could be. We knew the other stuff that happened throughout the year really wasn't up to our standard, and, you know, we just had to, you know, show everyone what we're about.
Thanks for the time.
3rd and 11, pass in and out of the hands of Josh Hammond. Thank you, Katie, and it'll be a 3 and out for DC.
It was a well-thrown football. See the route there, Hammond trying to set up the defender, but the defender there, Cravon LeBlanc, did a great job of closing quickly, getting that left arm in and dislodging the football. Dream start so far for the Arlington Renegades, both offensively and defensively.
Sal Cannella had to run in and get on punt return team after that interview. Daniel Whelan's kick drops in front of Joe Powell, and it gets past Powell. Trickled all the way inside the 10. And Arlington's going to take a hit in field position after Powell failed to scoop it up. 64-yard punt, 4-yard return. Luis Perez, their quarterback, firing them up pregame.
The moment we've all been waiting for since January is here today, right now. Live in the present. Trust the man next to you. Be confident in your preparation. And let's go win this game from the first snap. Show them who's dominant and who's going to win the game from the first snap. Set the tone early. Let's go.
Well, they certainly did. He went 4 for 4 in that opening drive. But Greg, he took some hits.
Yeah, he did. And you're going to have to. When you're playing against DC's defense, they're going to blitz a lot. They're going to get guys unblocked. You know that you have to beat that unblocked defender by getting the ball out quickly. And Luis Perez has excelled at that these last few weeks.
Here's Davion Smith. Cuts it back inside, and a fantastic run to start the drive. What a Interesting journey for Luis Perez from his time at Otay Ranch High School in California. He was a wing T wide receiver, and he said, not worth my time. Didn't end up playing varsity as a quarterback. Learned the game through YouTube. Had to walk on junior college. Became a starter. Got to Texas A&M Commerce, where he was 9th on the depth chart. Not only did he end up the starter, Division II national champion, and the Harlan Hill Trophy for the Division II National Player of the Year. Threw for over 5,000 yards at Commerce. Needing 3, Davion Smith with an extra effort gets it for him, and a first down for Arlington.
And what's remarkable about Luis Perez's story is he was a highly competitive bowler, and he said he's basically essentially abandoned bowling in favor of football. Said it's way too much wear and tear on the shoulder. Obviously, he said the motion though is somewhat similar. Obviously, underhand versus overhand, but the way your body moves and leverages the football is translated naturally. But just an incredible story of perseverance and being self-taught to play the quarterback spots. Nothing short of remarkable.
Top-rated amateur in California as a bowler. Ball tipped and it falls incomplete. It was what he focused on throughout high school. Instead of playing high school football, he owns 12 perfect games.
And if you actually look at how the ball kind of comes through too on the side, and you spin it, you release it off that finger, it's an understandably consistent motion, and that's a lot of what throwing the football is. Obviously, footwork and timing and execution. All that is very different, but they say the offensive staff raves about his ability to prepare and the fact that he doesn't take anything for granted.
Here's a toss sweep. That'll count as a pass. Brandon Arconado, and he crawls forward for a couple. Fans, you can get an alternate view of tonight's game. Check out enhanced audio Skycast feed of the game right now on ESPN+. You'll get Skycam as a primary angle, plus replays from the main telecast, enhanced audio from player and coach mics. And here, XFL Vice President of Officiating, Dean Blandino,
hey, look for signals
in the command center.
Here we go, here we go.
All right, 3rd and long here. Greg Williams on the first drive, opting to bring pressure in this situation. Will he do it again, because he got burned with the quick release of Luis Perez?
Perez floats one wide open, and a beautiful catch over the shoulder by Tyler Vaughns. Another Renegade first down.
And it's a great job. Look at the slant, a double move here by Vaughns. Fakes the slant, gets 3 hard steps inside, gives his eyes to the quarterback, the defender on the perimeter, Kelly. He bites on that slant, thinking the ball is coming out quickly, and Vaughns beats him over the top. Terrific route and excellent throw and catch.
Perez swings it outside to Vaughns again. That's a pickup of 3. Luis Perez, through a drive plus, has already thrown for 99 yards in this game.
He looks very comfortable, and the offensive coordinator, Jonathan Hayes,
Tight two, let's go, breathe.
His background is as a tight end. He wants to pound the football, and you talk to Chuck Long, the other offensive coordinator, they've really kind of had to abandon that in the second half of the season because of how hot Luis Perez has been throwing the football.
Stop. Stop for an injured player.
Kentrell Bryce is the injured player, and he'll be escorted off the field and will come off for at least a play.
Down here from field level, Tom, Kentrell doesn't look like he's too banged up, but the DC defense is going to have to operate without defensive tackle Karan Reed for the rest of the game. He has been ruled out with an Achilles injury.
Let's go to Dean Blandino on the command center. Dean, how is this officiated? What did you guys see?
Trying to listen to who they've got. They're 29 and 24. Yeah, they had 29. They said he took a knee to the head, so they're gonna get him looked at as well. Yeah, so
Dean,
he's off. They both have to stay out at least one play.
Dean, walk us through this process and how the officials on the field see this.
There are a couple of different layers, right? You have a spotter upstairs, you have the officials on the field, coaches, players. If we recognize that a player may need help potential injury, we're going to get that player to the sideline, and that's what happened. They took both 24 and 29 to the sideline to get looked at.
All right, thank you. Appreciate the insight. Here's Vaughns again. And another extra effort. The gain is 6. And another Arlington first down. Kettrell Bryce back on the field for DC after he was checked out.
And this would be a spot on the field if I'm offensive coordinator Jonathan Hayes where you would go with a heavy play action. You have 1st and 10 plus territory. Defense is kind of on your heels. You have 2 defensive backs that are out right now that are getting evaluated. I would go heavy play action, take a shot downfield.
They go with Davion Smith. And he's bottled up. We'll go backwards for a couple. Francis Bernard played at both BYU and Utah and on the stop for DC.
Francis Bernard's one of the best defenders in the entire league. Tremendous instincts, incredibly tough, very sure tackler. Obviously comes from a terrific program in college as well, having played for Kyle Whittingham and the Utah Utes. Just a very physical football player that has been that enforcer at the second level for the defenders all season long.
Here we go. Terrible tonight.
On 2nd and 12. Perez didn't like the route. Now we got an extra shove after the fact. He's trying to find Lawan Whittingham.
Let's go 11. Let's go. Gun Dixie left, storm 3. Gun Dixie left, storm 3. Gun Dixie left, storm 3.
Jonathan Hayes, the OC. Tenth play of the drive for Arlington on its 2nd possession.
Here we go, here we go.
Five-man rush. Perez to the outside, and that's good for another first down. Javonte Payton, who was a hero in the South Division Championship against Houston with his first touch of the night.
And back to the protection up front. A lot of moves, a lot of twists, a lot of games by the DC defense, but they can't get home. And the timing there on the comeback route on the sideline as Payton broke free was really well done. And another thing too with Payton, when those receivers are running that comeback and they have to get their depth, sometimes they cut it off a little early. That was a great job extending beyond the sticks so that when he received it coming back to the quarterback, it was going to be enough to convert the 3rd down.
Quickly out to Payton again. He played for 2 of Bob Stoops' offensive coordinators in college. First, the late great Mike Leach at Mississippi State, and then Josh Heupel at Tennessee. And that's one of the reasons this Arlington staff kept an eye on him throughout his college career. He said, I was surprised when they signed me that they had watched me throughout all of my SEC time.
And they really have excellent wide receivers. I know the quarterback play has been very up and down prior to Perez's arrival, but between Sal Cannella, Tyler Vaughns, and Javonte Payton, you really have 3 dynamic weapons that can consistently beat one-on-one coverage.
2nd and 1. Smith stop. Joe Wall is fired up about the stop, product out of Sam Houston State.
This is a massive down here for DC. They've been on their heels all game long here as we approach the end of the first quarter. Their offense just 3 offensive snaps up to this point. So to hold Arlington to just a field goal attempt would be massive to kind of stop the bleeding here in the near term.
New quarterback for Arlington is Kelly Bryant. Teammates trying to tell him to get a timeout. Play clock's already at 5. Kelly Bryant out of Missouri, before that Clemson. Not on the same page. A 3rd and 2 awaiting Bob Stoops' offense when we return to San Antonio. They are ready to go, and this is a big 3rd and short for Arlington. Kelly Bryant is in the game at quarterback. They were having substitution issues before they had to burn the timeout. Now the same issues. Lawan Washington late to the huddle.
We got gun, duff right, Gator 5 on trouble ready.
Second drive of the game for Arlington. Brian Herring, the running back.
Hey, Greg, on this side. Turbo, cut.
Bryant keeps it. His 2nd carry of the season goes for a huge first down for Arlington. I would say the play worked.
was a thing of beauty. Look at the pullers, both guard and extra tackle pulling around. You have the sweep to the outside, which is committed to by the defense, which allows Kelly Bryant to get upfield there with the quarterback counter. Excellent execution there as DC looked a little out of sorts with how they lined up defensively.
They keep Bryant in the game. 14th play of the drive for the Renegades. Bryant hasn't thrown a pass yet this season. He's going to run it, and he takes it in. Flag on the play after a 6-yard plunge.
I got a foul. I got a flag. Michael behind. So you have a hold on the receiver, number 11. On the offense, number 11. Spot, you're good with the spot. So you get a replay.
Mike Vanderveld is our referee.
Yep. Holding, number 11. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Good call.
It's a very obvious call, and it's really completely unnecessary. If you look at Lawan Washington right there, watch how he finishes this block. I mean, Kelly Bryant's already outside of him. Really, that defender's not going to make that play, but look at how he slams him to the turf. And it was an easy call there for the official to make. Really just an unnecessary, unforced error there, and the first misstep so far for the red-hot Arlington Renegades.
They'll return Luis Perez.
Danger left, danger right, danger right, danger right.
First and goal now from the 14, and he gets rid of it inside the 10. Cole, what do you got?
Told you guys earlier, Karan Reed, defensive tackle for DC, going to be out for this game. Just spoke with Michael Joseph here on the sideline. He is dressed out, but told me he's not going to go. Coach just told us he was going to be questionable through the week. Tried to get it going in practice. Not going to be active. Well, he's active, but not going to play tonight.
Well, that's a big loss for DC. He's an all-league corner.
Huge loss, and a guy that can certainly lock down one side of the field, a la Revis Island. So Michael Joseph being down, a couple of DBs that went out of the game a little bit earlier appear to have returned. And Reed, your nose tackle, also on the sideline.
DC came in as an 8.5-point favorite. The live line is moving rapidly. Perez gets out of pressure. End zone, caught! Cinderella has entered the building. It's another touchdown for Arlington. It's Tyler Vaughns.
That's a great job by Luis Perez. Watch how he retreats initially to draw the defenders back, and then he starts to challenge the line of scrimmage while keeping his eyes downfield. I know he's a former bowler, but you could put X on the scorecard right there. That was a strike against tight coverage, an excellent adjustment by the wide receiver.
Arlington shoot up the clock, 8 minutes and 45 seconds. To this point, they've run 24 plays to DC's 3.
Tight right, Tokyo, tight right, Tokyo.
They'll attempt a 2-point conversion again. Perez finds Davion Smith, and he will walk it in. Arlington comes into this championship game with a sub-500 record, and they've got a 2-touchdown lead on the best team during the regular season.
Just an amazing throw right here. Good coverage defensively, but Santos Ramirez, who's in coverage, has had a terrific year for the defenders. His eyes are on Vaughns and never sees the football as it's thrown right behind his helmet, and then an easy throw into the flat for the conversion. So far, Luis Perez can't miss. The only incompletions have really been tipped at the line of scrimmage, or something that was just barely off the mark, or a miscommunication with one of the wideouts.
Here's Booker Williams. Couldn't find daylight, but still a nice return. What a year it's been for Luis Perez. He's with Katie George.
Thanks, Tom. Louise, 2 drives, 2 scores. What do you like most about the way this offense is operating?
We're just executing the plays that are called. All 11 are doing their job, and that's the result of it.
I don't want to replicate the celebration dance because I'd look like an idiot, but rumor has it on this sideline that you created that celebration dance.
No, that rumor's false. It was actually KB, so I'm going to give KB the credit for that dance.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Talk about his backup, Kelly Bryant, has already had an impact in this game. DC went 3 and out first time, and now Abram Smith, the league's leading rusher, can't get back to the line of scrimmage. And we got a flag after the fact, way over on the Arlington sideline.
Let's go. What's he doing?
It was Briley Moore tied up with
We got flags
Brandon
down.
Rushton.
Flags down. Sportsmanlike conduct number 40 on Arlington. Okay, 40.
We got unnecessary roughness and unsportsmanlike. They're both unnecessary. Okay, both okay. Don't leave me. 40.
40 on white. 88 on red.
So you said 40
on Arlington, 88 on DC. So offense 88, 40 on defense. Offset. Second down counts. What's the number for DC? 40 and 88. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 40, defense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 88, offense. Those fouls will offset. The down counts, second down.
Ryan Mueller, the linebacker, and tight end Briley Moore.
I mean, that couldn't have been farther away from the action. I mean, they were 40 yards away from where the ball finished up when Abe Smith got tackled at the line of scrimmage. It's giving each other the business on the sideline with a little extracurricular.
There you go.
Likely the final play of the quarter. Tamu gets a snap off.
I got him back. Ready?
And we got a whistle before that happens. And that will be the end of the quarter. What a start for Arlington. 8.5-point underdogs, and they have flipped the script. It's a 14-0 lead for a team with a losing record in the regular season. It's the end of the first quarter in San Antonio. You're watching the XFL Championship game on ABC.
At the end of this year, I'm just
Hey, so if you guys talk to your guys too, man, about settling down, not all that talking, man, and just play. Just play. Wasted energy, not being focused on the task at hand.
That's something you would expect from a team that had so much success during the regular season.
Yeah, just got to calm down. Just 3 offensive snaps there in the first quarter. Defense has to pick it up a little as well, naturally, with the clinic that was on display from the Renegades.
Hey, ram. Here we go. Ready. There you go.
DC went 3 and out on its first possession. Jordan Ta'amu over the middle. That's complete for a first down. Lucky Jackson, so named because his parents thought they would only have one child, his oldest sister,
Ace
and then
left.
Lucky showed
Ace
up.
Left, Axe.
And he showed up tonight with a gain of 20.
Ace left, Axe, 29 lock, squirrel.
As you can see, Fred Keiss, just one of the more interesting personalities in the XFL. Just a phenomenal story of perseverance and having success at every level of football.
Tamu with a strike to his tight end. That's Briley Moore.
I think if you talk to Fred Keiss, every time you visit with him, he gets a little more interesting. He's an ordained minister, has coached almost exclusively at HBCU level, had tons of success at the HBCU level, high school as well, and now here in the pros.
He's also a licensed plumber. Tamu threw that one away. So as we said before, you can't fix the problem if you're deep in it. He'll at least say a prayer for you.
That's it. And another thing that we found this week, and his daughter has been living in Japan for the last 7 years. In the last 7 years, he'd spent only 3 days with his daughter. They tried to come back during 2020, during COVID, but immigration was challenging. And she's here in attendance. It's the first time she's been at one of his games in nearly a decade. So I know he's wanting to have a great performance, not just for his team, but for his family as well.
Here's Abram Smith, former Baylor Bear, no gain.
Tom, you guys mentioned Fred Kice being that ordained minister. Katie and I were talking to him on the field. He said, you know, I appreciate you guys giving me credit for that earlier, but I wanted to let you know why. He said it was because players kept asking me to marry them. He said, I need to go ahead and do it and become ordained. He's actually married a couple of his players over the years.
It's just an amazing man and a guy that just really, he loves football, and he's done an incredible job with this DC offense all season long.
Pressure coming on 3rd and 10. Tamu gets out of there. Green in front of him, and he slides down after a first down run of 13 yards.
13. And a terrific job by Tamu here, recognizing cover 2 man. You see that linebacker run with the running back who escapes to the left. When you see cover 2 man, there's nobody to account for the quarterback. You have man-to-man coverage underneath, 2 safeties deep. Nobody is there for the quarterback run, and Tamu recognizes it, turns it into a really nice game.
Ready. Go. 2 tight ends in as fullbacks blocking for Aiden Smith. And the league's leading rusher can manage just 2 yards. Donald Payne in on the stop, product out of Stetson.
Donald Payne has been the vocal leader defensively all season long for the Renegades. The offense has had their fair share of issues, but the defense has been extremely stout, especially in the front 7, large part due to the presence of number 18, Donald Payne.
Former Jacksonville Jaguar, only 10 on the field for Arlington. They're unaware of it, and now timeout used as they're backed up.
Has called their second charge timeout.
It looked like they were short on the defensive line. Bruce Hector was standing on the sideline, and he was on the
slant and the screen. The slant is over here. The screen is over there.
He was the one that used the timeout.
Saying there's screen out to the right side and slant to the one receiver, which we know.
That's pretty cool. One of the running backs for Arlington, Brian Harrion, going over, and he's clearly watching and has simulated this offense all week long. In professional football, your backups, which is what Brian Harrion is, you're running your scout team. So he clearly recognized the formation with the diamond to the right, 4 receivers, and a single receiver back left, going and reminding his head coach about the tendencies when they get in that formation. So just to kind of look behind the curtain of how the interactions happen, especially with backups who have to be your eyes on the sideline.
Hey, right left. Right. Ready. There it goes.
On 2nd and 8, Tamu dances out of the tackle, fires for the end zone, and it's intercepted after a tip, but there's a flag down. Joel Powell with the pick for Arlington.
IDP.
Right. 2 flags down.
All right, IDP is not going to matter. IDP is not going to matter.
Downfield, number 78 of the offense.
So I just want to see the interception. That's all I want to see. I'm looking at my right 25. I've got hands underneath.
Offense. That penalty is declined. Ruling on the field was an interception. It's first down, Arlington.
We're good. Interception's clear.
That's me. Position. Hold on. Left hash.
Yeah, do they want to go to break?
Position one.
Shane Blandino cleaning it up.
Turnover is clear. Turnover's clear. TV wants the break here.
They want it.
It is interception number 5 of the season for Joe Powell, coming off of a tip from Will Hill. Arlington with a 14-0 lead, and now the ball. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your ABC station.
Will Hill, Joe Powell. Will, tell me what you saw when you got the tip to your best friend, by the way.
That's my brother right there. But the corner went on a blitz, so I had man-to-man on the tight end, and I see the tight end kind of slip back out, so I just dropped back, and my brother needed help. So I tried to get it. I tipped it up. He went and got it.
Joe, how'd you see it?
You know, they've been running kind of the same stuff all game, but, you know, we prepared for it, and once I seen the over route and seeing that the quarterback was scrambling, I just told myself I got to finish the play. Will made a great tip, and I finished it.
Well done. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That was a huge play for Joe Powell. And Katie, he's got a big fan out there, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Everybody loves Joe Powell, whether you're playing with him, you're coaching him, or you're watching him. And one person in particular loves watching him play. Jay and John Hayes' mother, Florence, who's watching from Pittsburgh, is 92. She turned 92 on Friday. She absolutely loves Joe Powell. I know we got a flag. But she's been watching football for over 50 years, Tom. She knows a good one when she sees one.
No doubt about it.
Neutral zone infraction number 98. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Former tight end with the Chiefs and Bengals. Take a look at the pick.
And it's a great job by Ta'amu initially. He makes the first defender miss. It's great. But look at this. Throws it off his back foot. And as a result, there isn't enough velocity on the football for it to carry over the underneath defender, being Will Hill. He ultimately gets a piece of it, but that was because Ta'amu kind of threw a fadeaway jumper as opposed to running through his throw, and ultimately it led to another huge play for Arlington.
So after the penalty, 1st and 5, Damian Smith bottled up, no gain. Jacob Panashuk out of Michigan State with the tackle on the former Michigan Wolverine.
No love lost in that, in that interaction. Sparty and Blue. Not real friendly.
Got a good sized tunnel here at the Alamo Dome. That's good. 2nd and 5.
With the motion. With the hood.
Here DC call out the motion. Able to find Arcanado. And he's escorted out of bounds by Kelly after a gain of 1. DC came in as 8.5-point favorites. Look how the line has moved. Currently that live line Arlington given 5.5 now.
How about the swing there? I know you're catching the middle, so you're going to win it on both sides.
That's right.
I like the play.
Press him. Like you got press.
And we're not done yet.
Ready. Go, let's go, go.
On 3rd and 4, Perez able to connect again with Lawan Winningham. He played here in this building in the high school playoffs in 2016. He said, we got blown out that day. I'm looking for a better finish tonight.
And Jonathan Hayes is red hot as a coordinator right now, anticipating man coverage. They go with 2 underneath crossing routes, trying to create a bit of a mesh, a natural pick. That's exactly what happens as Winningham wins to the outside and converts another 3rd down for Arlington.
Letty Brown now the tailback out of West Virginia. Huge hole for Brown. Finds 6.
Here we go, gotta go. Gotta go. Turn, listen up.
Here's Caleb Vander Esch, and he reaches for the 1st down.
So far, Greg Williams obviously very fiery there on the sideline.
Now tornado 2, tornado 2, tornado 2, tornado 2.
You hear that call, tornado 2. I would think that'd be pressure.
Corner cat, watch him.
And you hear him right there. He's warning of the corner blitz. Here it comes.
Got rid of it quickly to Canella. He was the hot man on the touchdown catch, and he takes it for 9. Pardon me, that is a 1st down.
And a great job here. Here before the snap, Perez saying, hey, watch corner cat. Watch him. Points to him. He identifies it. It's another example of what they described all week long. His level of preparation is unmatched by anyone that Chuck Long or Jonathan Hayes has seen at any level of football, and right there it was on display.
Time to run it again, and this time it's Brown. It's a gain of 7 tomorrow on ABC. Catch NBA playoff action. It's Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semis between the Sixers and Celtics. Coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 2:30 p.m. Then it's Game 7 Sixers Celtics 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ESPN, and also streaming live on the app. On 2nd and 3, Brown again. Luis Perez saw the face mask and wanted the call. Every coach has a challenge. Any call or non-call can be challenged. So leave 3rd and
let's see if there is a face mask here as the defender reaches up but doesn't grab. So I think a good no call there by the official.
3rd and short. Ryan Fulkert's the center. Got to run right behind him. And it's an Arlington first down.
Personnel in the game. 11 in the game. Let's go. Gun Dixie left. Z right. Gun Dixie left. Z right. 3 jet. Z hammer. Switch. Y skinny.
Three jet for y'all. 3 jet. I'm ready. Hold on. You got flat. You got flat.
This is one where you watch the motion. If the defender runs with the motion, it's man-to-man. If he stays wide, it's zone. Right there he stays wide. Zone coverage. But have a chance to work your right side.
Perez looking for Davion Smith now in an emergency. Yeah, the drop. Would have been a huge opportunity.
Good rush up the middle, as you can see the left guard there, Mike Horton, getting beat inside, forcing Perez to evade. Finds a nice outlet, but Davion Smith just takes his eye off the ball and what could have been a really big play.
Eleventh play of the drive. Last drive covered 16 plays. Off the hands of Winningham. Coverage by DeJuan Neal. First half point margin regular season -48. A different team for Bob Stoops in the playoffs and with Luis Perez. And a big reason, Greg, they're 6 of 6 on 3rd down tonight.
So efficient, getting the ball out of Luis Perez's hands really quick. And that pressure that DC's brought against every opponent all year has been a non-factor so far. Anticipating pressure here. Look at how shallow all the defensive backs are. You see the man-to-man, the guy running with the motion. Expect pressure here.
Perez gets rid of it. And Winningham, brought down by Neal again, is able to pick up 4, and that'll leave 4th down and an opportunity for Taylor Russolino.
Right here, flat top, 0 coverage. They're able to get rid of the ball really quickly, and a terrific tackle in the open field there by Neal, stopping the bleeding a little bit as DC finally gets off the field and doesn't allow the touchdown.
Russolino was 2 for 2 in the championship game last week. Marquette King is holder, and the kick is good from 29 yards out. Arlington, anemic during the regular season. They have scored on each and every possession so far tonight.
Yeah, so my faith is the biggest reason why I, do what I do. God's calling for me to play football, and sometimes in the moment you don't really know why things happen, but you just gotta trust it. You gotta trust it, and shoot, when the trade first happened, I didn't really understand it, but in the greater perspective, I understand it now, so I'm very grateful.
Traded week 7 of the XFL season. He's put up so many sacrifices through his professional career. Now has 2 youngsters at home. His wife with the 2 children.
Not get to the 20.
We got a flag on the kickoff.
Kick didn't get to the 20.
Kick didn't cover the 20-yard line.
It's to the 45.
Short free
Illegal
kick.
Illegal kick from on the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. It's first down.
you could see the red box there, that's where the ball has to get. Of course, in the XFL, trying to encourage returns while making the kickoff a safer play altogether, and the penalties are significant for any touchbacks and or illegal kicks. Obviously, in the NFL and college, you get a 20, 25-yard line. Those are your normal touchbacks. But in the XFL, you get it all the way out to a 35-yard line in the event of a cut touchback or a kick out of bounds illegal kick. Now you get it the plus 45 on the opponent's side of the field.
So finally, something going DC's way. Jordan Ta'amu with an interception after an 8-play drive on the last possession. They'll try to run it here on first down. Cole is on the DC sideline. What's the mood over there?
Yeah, a lot of frustration, Tom. A lot of guys kind of going at each other, and a lot of players showing some leadership, trying to calm their teammates down. Not a lot of adversity that this team has faced. You can see a little bit over here on the defender's sideline.
And a reminder, too, with the three-point play, it's a two-possession game. I mean, there's so much football to be left. And DC, of course, receiving the ball in the second half. They have plenty of firepower to get back into this thing.
And they run it right up the middle with Abe Smith, and he picks up a first down. Gain of 12.
They can probably look to themselves and say, hey, man, the last time out, the offense was able to move the ball well, just resulted in a poor throw from Ta'amu, as the run game, though, has for the most part been held in check against the stout and sturdy Renegades front seven.
Here we go. Right around it. There it goes.
That short kick doing wonders for DC, but now they get pressure on Ta'amu. And he's able to get rid of it, but through the hands of Hammond. T.J. Barnes, the product of Georgia Tech, was the first man there and turned him around.
My goodness. I mean, T.J. Barnes, how about this speed? This is a guy that just a few months ago was 420 pounds. He's going against Liam Fornadell, who is an all-XFL offensive lineman, one of the best offensive linemen in the entire league. He gets destroyed inside by a guy that shed 70 pounds to prepare to play in this league. Showing some of that quickness there. Like an hour.
Here comes Barnes again. Ta'amu able to hit the slant to Chris Blair. Barnes has spent time as a carpet cleaner, a dishwasher, and a software development engineer.
I mean, look at that right arm. Just completely throwing aside the 320-pound Fornadell.
That is a Reggie White-like club right there.
That's throwing him out of the club right there. And he's had a terrific year, terrific personality, guy that's larger than life in so many different ways, and making a nice play there on first down.
Ta'amu, QB draw, and he's got plenty of room. The slide, he took a shot from Joe Powell. A gain of 12.
A nice call there by offensive coordinator Fred Keiss. The quarterback run's been there a couple times now. This one, a design quarterback run with the draw. Ta'amu kind of running into a little bit of a collision there. I'm not sure that he expected.
Hey, no. 71. Ready. There you go.
Ta'amu to the out route. That's Josh Hammond. Oh. Darren Evans with the shove on Hammond. And the DC athletic training staff checking on the photographer on the side of the field as we hit the 2-minute warning. 38, make it 42 yards through the air for Ta'amu. For the first quarter plus. 2nd and 6 awaiting DC after this. Coming out of the 2-minute warning, you can see the medical cart is on the sideline tending to the photographer that was injured on the previous play. Play will not resume until he is tended to and likely will be taken for evaluation. A scary moment on a completion to Josh Hammond a moment ago. Now, from a game perspective, this is a DC team that has been outplayed on the scoreboard. Reggie Barlow's team, best team in the league during the course of the season, and 8.5-point favorites coming in. There are certainly positive signs for their offense going back to the Ta'amu interception on the previous series.
They've been able to move the football a little bit. Obviously, you have the unforced error where Ta'amu threw it off his back foot, ultimately ended in an interception in the end zone. But your defense finally showed life on the most recent drive, forcing just a field goal after they had given up so many third down conversions up to this point. And the offense now has an opportunity to go 2 for 1. They get the ball in the second half, and they clearly are starting to find a little something both in the throw game and the run game with their balance here, but so far tripled up as far as total yards are concerned for the most part.
Luis Perez is off to a magnificent start. You can see the talent that he's working with. Chuck Long looking over his shoulder. Co-offensive coordinator.
You can see that's actually what they're watching. That's live. Another tremendous innovation here in the XFL, being able to actually watch clips on the sideline so that you can make adjustments on the fly, as opposed to the still pictures that you get in the NFL.
But I mean, you never know when it's gonna.
Yeah, you never know.
That was the last one, right? That was it?
That was it.
Dang it. No, that was 2nd and 10.
No, you had Maestro. No, you had Maestro. You had 2 more.
Oh, yeah, we saw that one already.
You had a Z Hammer.
Yeah, where's that one at? Oh, that's the one I threw to Smitty. That's the one I threw to Smitty.
Kevin Anderson with Perez.
Yeah, where's that hammer? Is it this one? No.
What an incredible tool to have at your disposal in the middle of a game.
It's a great tool as long as you don't throw interceptions. But you used to be able to, hey, coach, I kind of saw this, just a heads up. They were doing this.
Yeah, where is that hammer?
And you don't get yelled at until Sunday or Monday.
Right.
Unfortunately, the real-time feedback that you get as a result of this can sometimes unveil some of the mistakes that you make in real time.
Katie's close.
Not there,
Luis, can you tell me what you're looking at here on the tablet?
Yeah, we're just looking at see what they're doing defensively. They're changing some things up, but they're doing some of the stuff that we saw on film. We just got to be ready to adjust.
The drive that ended in a field goal, what were they able to do to disrupt it?
Say that one more time?
The drive that resulted in a field goal, what was the defense able to do to disrupt it?
Yeah, well, they went 0, and I didn't have that much time on the clock to get out of it, and they made a good play. It was a good defensive call by Greg.
Greg likes to bring a lot of pressure. How do you feel like the offense has handled that thus far?
Yeah, I feel like we've done a good job. We just got to keep at it, just keep adjusting. We don't know what he's going to bring, when he's going to bring it. We just got to be ready to adjust.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, he hasn't brought much.
And that's so much of what you're doing. Coverages are all, for the most part, easy to diagnose, but it's the pressures that quarterbacks are going to spend the most time on, in large part due to because that's a life scenario where you want to stay upright. So self-preservation there in the backfield, checking the pressures, having answers for those as you move forward, as it's still a remarkably scary scene on the DC sideline. Several players now kneeling, hoping that that photographer on the sideline that got collided with is going to be okay.
When they get this guy up on this thing, man, it'll be a good gesture for you guys to go over there and dap that guy up, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very sobering moment here at the Alamo Dome. Medical staff continues to tend the photographer on the field here at the Alamo Dome. We'll step away for a break and be back to San Antonio in a moment.
Hulu.
The addition of Luis Perez at quarterback in the last few weeks, we've had much more production overall, and you could tell he's got a great grasp from just a short period of time of the offense, and he's been a great leader for us. So we're really excited to have Luis with us.
Luis Perez was traded 2 weeks ago from Vegas.
I think he's going to give this offense a spark.
I think I've added stability, I've added leadership. I've been in this, I've done this for 6 years, and every single time it's been a new team, and you got to gain the trust of others quickly. I think the biggest thing that we've seen on film is just about us. You know, it's about executing our plays and executing them at the high level, and that's it. It's do or die mentality at this point. Everybody knows that. We're ready to go, we're fired up, and we're excited.
Catch an all-new episode of the XFL docuseries Player 54, Chasing the XFL Dream. The hour-long season finale is Tuesday, May 23rd at 9 p.m. on ESPN2, and then available to stream on ESPN+. Game delay continues here at the Alamodome, 2nd and 6. Luis Perez has been magnificent to this point in this game, and we had a great conversation with him this week about the challenges that he faces as a player. Greg, he's played in spring leagues before while trying to show that he belongs in the NFL. And he's got to really taper his training because there's no off days, there's no off weeks, there's no off season for him.
And it could come at any time. And he's said it himself. It's not like you can be in a position where you take a week off, you take 10 days off, because that call could come from an NFL team where, hey, need you on a flight tonight, you're working out tomorrow, and next thing you know, you're rusty. He said that would be the biggest regret of my life. Has a couple of kids. His wife is, of course, watching. Has got to be so incredibly proud of how he's played these last couple weeks. But, man, it's a difficult spot to be in because you're all in on trying to make the NFL, and then you have to face the potential disappointment of not making it and then ramp up again in January to lead the XFL team that you're on that year. So it's a difficult thing to juggle, but he's done so beautifully the last few years.
And more on him physically. As a quarterback, you can't throw every day. Most quarterbacks get the chance to rest because
not when you're in your late 20s. If you're 10, yeah, you could probably figure it out. But yes, you have to manage that. And I know at the end of every season, most quarterbacks you talk to, that arm is tired, that shoulder is fatigued, and you work for several months to try to ramp it back up to the next season, and you just never have that luxury given the schedule that he's had to maintain these last few years.
What a difference adding Luis Perez has made to this Arlington offense. The wide receivers have been impressed by his leadership. They said day one he wanted to have a meeting at 7 o'clock that night. Thought, okay, we just finished our team meetings, met, had a good meeting, and then they ran it back the next day, 7 o'clock the next night, and then again the next night. Photographer, who was injured on the sideline, has now been put on a stretcher and loaded onto the medical cart as he's received continuous medical attention since the injury after the completed pass. And it's been now moments as a player, as a unit. How do you return to the intensity of a football game after such a long layoff in the middle of action?
It's really difficult. It's really, really difficult because every single one of these players is a person, and you're thinking naturally about what you have to execute on the upcoming snap, but it's impossible to forget what you just witnessed a moment ago when a person that was there to support you, to promote you, is now lying injured on the back of a cart. So it's a very difficult thing to juggle. You have to compartmentalize so much as a football player, but as a human, it's remarkably tough.
A sobering sight, no doubt. And our thoughts and prayers are with that gentleman, and hoping for a positive outcome after a very scary moment. 6 plays into this drive for DC. It's 3rd drive of the night, and they come out facing a 2nd and 6. Is his center. Tommy's tailback is Abe Smith.
47. Hey, where's the leg of blitz? Ready. Stand go.
We'll run it on 2nd down. Abe Smith shoves his way through a hole and is able to pick up 6 and the 1st down, we believe. Well, maybe just short, and that's going to leave 3rd and less than a foot. And DC right up on the ball.
In under 2 minutes, the clock stops after every 1st down, similar to the old college rule. So you want to obviously score, but you want to play keep away as well. So being stopped just short might have helped DC there.
Here's the handoff to Abe Smith. He's got the first down. Brought down by Joe Powell, and first and goal now for DC. 1:25 left in the half.
And if I'm Fred Keist, the offensive coordinator, I'm reminding Jordan Ta'amu that, hey, don't be in too big of a hurry here. Take your time and allow that clock to kind of dwindle.
Smith again. And he got crunched in the backfield. The pile will get him back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps. The league's leading rusher taken down by Jamal Carter.
They tried to go with the exact same play here. They went with a turbo operation, which indicates they're going to go no huddle and they're going to go fast. So a little surprised that they decide to go with that type of aggressiveness. Obviously, they liked what they saw, wanted to get back to it. Let's see here if they go with the same look.
Here's Smith. Touchdown, DC. A 2-yard plunge for Smith. The league's leading rusher.
Just a thing of beauty for Abe Smith. He played linebacker in college, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he sees those linebackers flow way out over the top, which allows plenty of space to the backside. He bends it back and walks into the end zone for a much-needed touchdown for the defenders. Just a terrific teammate and an incredible story is Abe Smith. Obviously, the best running back in the XFL, getting the defenders on the board.
They've hit on 50% of the two-point conversions. Ta'amu swings it out. A dance and a spin, and Puka Williams Jr. brought down short. Darnell Sankey with the stop for Arlington. But finally, after 4-minute and 24-second drive on the game clock and about a 20-minute drive with the injury delay, DC's on the scoreboard for the first time.
Abe Smith is kind of getting back to his story a little bit. Signed at Baylor, played running back originally, switched over to linebacker, contributed heavily on special teams. As we'll check in with the XFL's leading rusher with Cole Kublik.
Abe, you told me earlier when you were standing over the sideline, we just need the football.
That's all I'm saying. We just need the ball. We need to get that motor rolling. And like I said, right there, we had a good couple carries, good couple reads. We're in the end zone. Better go see it again here soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The leading rusher in the league. Incredible story how he shifted from offense to defense and then back to the offensive side. And there's another mistake by a kicking team. That time Matt McCrane kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah, so that goes 45. 45 still, right? It goes to the 45. 45 on the opposite end. Yes.
Plus 45. That's a major touchback.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team. Ball be placed at the 45-yard line. First down.
And that's just brutal right there. I mean, 2-minute operation. You're already down double digits. Your kicker kicks it out of bounds. And now the Arlington offense, which has been so efficient here in the first half, the clock around 30 seconds, only has to go 10, 12 yards before they can start to attempt and start to think about field goal.
On turbo. On turbo. On turbo. On turbo.
Arlington's got a short field, one timeout remaining.
Remember, the clock stops after every first down, so you do have some time to get up and get lined up after you can get 10 yards.
77, false start. False start, number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Left tackle George Moore moved. That'll cost him 5. Russolino's been accurate all season. He may have another shot here before the half comes to an end. No blitz for DC. Back shoulder. And that is caught on the sideline by Tyler Vaughns. Had it in one hand going to the ground. A gain of 17.
They were up to the line quickly. As you can see, clock running now.
Strong two.
Already inside of field goal range at this point. You know you just cannot take a sack. That's the one thing you got to think about as a quarterback. No negative yardage plays.
Looking for Canella, and he throws it out of bounds.
He's throwing on the catch.
How about he's, yeah. Thought he was a kicker. He's got great hands. Fantastic social media following.
Right here, you still have that one timeout. You can get a quick snap and go down, call that timeout. But let's take another look at the throwaway. Good, smart decision. And if he was going for destroying, that's pretty accurate throw right on the face mask.
51-yard attempt. Taylor Russolino played his college ball at Millsaps. And he's a new girl dad, has his baby daughter in the building tonight. Bob Stoops looking for Blandino to make a play. Tomorrow night, ESPN's coverage of the NHL playoffs continues. Game 6 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers. Vegas leads the series 3-2, looking to win and move on to the Western Conference Championship. That's tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and also streaming live on the app. Talked with Taylor before the game. I said, how are your diaper changing skills? He said, well, my kicking skills are better. Mom's handling most of that heavy lifting, but it's been a pleasure having a 7-month-old with him throughout the season. Celino has the leg and punches it through, and Arlington, with 2 seconds left in the half, has a 14-point lead.
That all goes back to that kickoff out of bounds. Just an inexcusable mistake that leads to 3 points for a team that has been completely dominant throughout most of the first half of this game, and a good kick by Russolino right inside the upright on the right side. The rich get richer as Arlington continues to play at a remarkably high level.
How surprising is this for an Arlington team that got in the postseason with a sub-500 record?
But it just goes to show you,
no chance for a return.
When you're playing confident football and you really believe in what you're doing, you are a completely different team. And the arrival of Luis Perez has completely turned everything around. And as you see Bob Stoops saying, only 2 seconds, just kick it in the end zone, as opposed to giving an opportunity in the return of Puka Williams, who has sprung a few for big yardage.
Puka Williams will have a chance from the 3, and he gets stuck at the 27-yard line, tackled by Ryan Mueller. It's the end of the half. Cole Kublik, what do you got?
Defense coordinator Greg Williams. First, how do you close the space that Perez seems to be finding on some of the quick throws?
You know, the big thing right now, when you take a look at it, making them earn everything, we got to do better on third down. They're 5 for 6 on third down. When we play better on third down, okay, it's a moot point. We've got them in 3rd and long several times. Those are the things right now that we'll talk about at halftime. We haven't been on the sideline, but third down is critical. Okay, after that is we got to help field position and help our offense with that too.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Arlington has run 16 more plays than DC. Luis Perez has thrown for $189 and 2 touchdowns. And the Cinderella story of this Arlington Renegades team continues here in the championship game. That's the end of the first half here in San Antonio with a trophy on the line. You're watching the XFL championship game on ABC.
Putting in work when them boys was asleep. All of them.
One half in the books. Luis Perez and Arlington seemingly in control. It was 14-0 after 1 quarter. They got a 26 lead at the half. Luis Perez 18 of 23, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he has led the way for this Arlington team, looking for a league championship with a losing record during the regular season. Tom Hart alongside Greg McElroy. There's a lot of words to describe this journey of Luis Perez, but tonight he looks unflappable.
He's played phenomenal. I mean, very decisive. When you're playing against Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for DC, you got to be really dialed into your pressures. You got to be really dialed into your protections. And every single time they've brought heat, he's had an answer. It's been really remarkable to see his execution and to see the guys around him, how they've thrived as well. It's been a terrific start.
DC went 3 and out on its first possession. Then they started to find some rhythm. But big picture, what has Arlington done to slow the defenders down?
Well, they've really, the first drive, kind of take that one away. Okay. They had a self-inflicted mistake where Ta'amu made a very uncharacteristic throw. He's been so good all season long. All XFL first team, XFL Offensive Player of the Year. Threw one off his back foot, didn't get enough on it. As a result, it gets intercepted. But that was in the Arlington end zone. They were just a few yards away from making this just a 6-point game, getting the ball here at the beginning of the second half. So they've done a lot of things well these last few drives. They just got to finish those drives when they get in the red zone.
Let's take you inside the Arlington locker room and hear from Luis Perez.
Hey, listen up, fellas. I don't care what the score is. I don't care what the score is. Do not let up. Yo. Do not let up.
Niggas out, man.
Come on. Do not let up.
Let's go.
We're right here. It's in our hands. Yep. Defense, they don't score, they don't win. Yep. Let's go. Let's finish this damn game. They're going to try whatever. They're going to try to strip the ball on offense, double moves on defense. They're going to try everything. They're going to talk smack. They're going to push us in the mouth. Don't retaliate. Don't play to their game. Yep. Let's finish this damn game, and we're world champs. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it up. Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Luis Perez did not play varsity high school football. The final game, his senior season, he watched from the stands. He saw his friends on the field. He said, I need to be out there. Now he's here, and we've talked about everything that's on the line for these players, these teams, as individuals and as a squad. You can feel the emotion coming from him.
Big time. And how much is on the line? Look, the team goal, we've talked about it at the beginning. The team goal tonight is to win a championship, but it's a 24-hour rule. And there's just never been more of an example of a 24-hour rule. You celebrate for 24 hours, and you focus on individual goals. I'll tell you what, with the way Luis Perez has been playing these last few weeks, I would be absolutely shocked if he's not with an NFL team throughout OTAs and at least throughout fall camp, because he is playing an insanely high level of football right now.
And he started the season with a different team. Meanwhile, adversity for DC, the best team in the regular season. Let's get inside the defenders' locker room.
Like Coach said, man, he's playing have a mindset of his own. All right? We're going to go back out here. We've been here before, first off. We've been here. So it's nothing with us right now. We've been here. Let's go out here, man. Take care of business. All right? Put the ball in the hole. Defense going to stop. Put the ball in the hole. Then it's going to be a domino effect, a snowfall. Like avalanche.
DC hasn't trailed by this many all season. The largest deficit they faced was 10 points, and that was all the way back in week 1. So how do they find their mojo?
Well, they got to continue to lean on Abe Smith. Look, it's a 2-touchdown game right now. You can't abandon the run game. That's their bread and butter. You got to continue to feed the XFL's leading rusher and then allow that run game to set up some of the throw game, because they haven't really had many opportunities down the field. Those opportunities are going to have to come in bunches as the game moves along.
Dana Garcia, our chairwoman, and Dwayne Johnson will hand out this trophy in just one half and name a champion of the XFL. Start the second half after these messages and a word from your ABC station. You're watching the XFL Championship game on ABC.
XFL. No one's given a lot of these players a chance in football, yet here they are.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, baby!
The Cinderella story of the Arlington Renegades continues, but DC not going away without a fight. Defenders finally got their offense on track in the second quarter. Here's tonight's progressive first half stats. What jumps out at you?
It's just the plays, really, as much as anything else. I mean, just not enough bites at the apple. If you're DC, the third downs are significant. Obviously, the Renegades have been so good. Greg Williams referenced it as he was going off the field. They've had him behind the sticks on several occasions, but Luis Perez and company have continued to extend drives. Those are demoralizing, and naturally, they take their toll, especially here in the second half.
Take a listen to what Reggie Barlow said in the DC locker room.
Just keep playing the game.
Keep playing the game. This game is about making plays. You guys were brought here to do just that. Make plays, all right? Make plays. We got this half to go out and do what we need to do, man. Do what we need to do. You guys have faced adversity before, and that's all this shit, right? That's all it is. So let's go out here this half, man, and play the way we're supposed to play and get us a down victory. And get us a victory. We got to dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
So cool to be a fly on the wall inside the locker room at halftime of a championship game. But DC with its largest deficit of the year. Jordan Ta'amu with a good second quarter. Did nothing in the first. Booker Williams scoops it up on the run. Will move to the outside and up to the 28-yard line. DC only ran 21 plays in the first half. Didn't pick up a single first quarter first down.
Trey Wright, tack, 23 duo. 23 duo, big Glenn.
And I cannot emphasize enough how important this first drive is for DC to create some momentum. Both teams have made their adjustments at halftime. I've always felt like the first drive of the second half is the biggest indicator of future success. So a massive one here for Fred Kice, the offensive coordinator, and Jordan Ta'amu, the quarterback.
Hey, let's play. Come on. Ready? There go.
Here's Abe Smith. Plunges forward for a 5-yard gain on first down. Gonna put you ahead of schedule.
23 long. Here we go.
A little tempo to kind of jumpstart the engine, too, from DC.
Ready? There go.
Just wide, trying to find Chris Blair. DC started its night with a 3-and-out.
Empty right. 0-1. 51. Arrow. 51. Here we go. Ready. There go.
Ta'amu goes back to the right and fits it in to Josh Hammond, and the spot will be good enough for a first down. They needed that one.
And he got there late, too. Started his eyes to the left. But with the zone coverage and the soft coverage, I'm surprised he didn't go to
51.
Hammond immediately. I mean, look at how long Hammond's having to wait on this. The defender almost closes in time to actually make the play. He's just late to trigger.
Hey, DJ.
That was one there, though, that Ta'amu's got to get through that progression a little quicker and find that soft part of the zone.
Hey, Lightning. Ready. Set, go.
Here's Abe Smith. And he's stacked up after a gain of 1.
Here we go. Ready. Set, go.
Booker Williams in at running back. Ta'amu looking at him. Now pressure. And he gets taken down. An Arlington sack led by Will Clark.
And that was a great job of pressure. You see the movement inside defensively from Arlington. That edge pressure around the left side. Colin Schooler. Ta'amu makes that first guy miss, but then he runs right into the scrum. And a good job there by the defensive front, not overrushing the quarterback and allowing a run lane.
So now 3rd and 11. Finds a tight end, Alex Ellis, and he is brought down just short. It'll leave 4th and a foot, perhaps.
Really close here. I'm tempted to go for it. You have the best rushing attack and arguably the best offensive line in the XFL. You just get Abe Smith going north and south, and hopefully they can move that pile. But keep an eye on big number 72, TJ Barnes, 370 pounds. He's going to try to stuff the middle of that defense.
There go. 47, same side.
Play clock now at 5.
There go.
Here's Abe Smith, and he's gone! Abe Smith right through the middle! And he wins the foot race for a 52-yard touchdown on 4th down! deeper in the stands, and that might be the play that gets Reggie Barlow's team right back in this championship game.
What a great run by Abe Smith. You see the Polars out in front, a little counter action, but because of short yardage, all those defensive backs, all those linebackers up near the line of scrimmage. So as soon as you break through that initial line of defense, you're off to the races. And Abe Smith, the best running back in the XFL. A lot of NFL teams in pursuit of his services, showing off just what makes him so special in the open field.
DC going for two. Tamu throws it a hair wide. Abe Smith told Cole, all we need is a chance to get this ball going and give me the ball.
It's an amazing cut right there. Felt the backside open up, and they were off to the races as Darren Evans showing some of that speed as well, and offensive coordinator Fred Keiss losing his mind. And on the other side, losing their mind in a different way.
You got to be kidding me. Seriously.
Cole, what do you got?
Abe, what was the play and what was your vision? What was your line of sight, your read?
It was 47, so we had a little counter. We went same side, kind of mixed it up a little bit. That was Jordan's call, and then I followed Briley. Next thing you know, I'm in the end zone.
Did you even see Big 77, Liam Fortnall? Had a heck of a kick-out block.
Man, you know, it's crazy. He does it every time. That's why I'm able to do what I do.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
What does he mean when he says same side?
Same side means the back is on the same side as where he'll enter the run. So 47 is on the left, the run plays to the left as well.
Here's Brian Herring on the return out to the 27-yard line. The lead has been dwindled to 8. And Luis Perez back out there trying to keep momentum on Arlington's side.
And obviously things have swung now in the direction of the defenders.
Left, right?
Luis Perez played beautifully in the first half, now trying to regain some of that momentum that they had in the first 30 minutes. You don't need to try to match them for big plays. Continue to stay patient, continue to have answers for the things that Greg Williams is going to bring with their pressure packages.
What they need?
Perez threw for 335 yards against DC in their Week 9 matchup. That was an overtime DC win. There's Tyler Vaughns again. USC product now has 7 catches in the game.
Gun tab right. Steer forward, lock, bust. On one, ready? Hey, right. Pasta. Pasta. Scoot in. Hey, club. Here we go.
He's changing the play to the top, giving the receivers club. Probably a blitz beater based on the defense's look.
Another duel at 2nd and 4.
And that was a nice design right there by Greg Williams. It looked like pressure, and then they dropped back out, forced him to hand the ball off. And they were right there at the point of attack to make a play. But here's been the trouble down for DC so far, giving up 6 of 7 on 3rd down there in the first half of the football game.
Here we go.
It's like man coverage here from DC.
Coming back for it. And a step forward for Vaughn to get across the line, a gain of 5.
That was excellent timing. Man coverage. They go with a locked hitch, a little 9-stop. You get up, turn your eyes back, perfectly thrown football, right on time to the far side peck. It's very difficult to cover, and you can tell DC, without the services of Michael Joseph, their top corner, they've had some difficulty containing these Renegades receivers throughout most of the night.
Hey,
Perez is thrown for 200 already. Whoa, that was dangerous. Broken up in traffic by Thula Kelly. He's seeing more time tonight with Joseph, their top corner, out as Greg just explained.
And that's a really difficult look. It looks like pressure. They end up dropping out. That safety, who looks like he's in blitz man coverage, he drops out over the top, which allows the corner to the outside, in this case, Antula Kelly, to squat, and he nearly picks that thing off, and nothing between him and the end zone if he gets it in his grasp.
Hey, we're good. Turtle, sit up.
That's 2nd and 10. Davion Smith. know, Tyler Vaughn has an 8-catch, 83-yard night going. We've talked a lot about Luis Perez and what he's done for this offense. You would imagine now with a consistent, efficient quarterback, just how happy these wide receivers are.
Oh, I mean, the morale in the receiver room is through the roof right now. Because on every single snap, they know they have the chance of getting the football. As a result, they've really responded beautifully, and Tyler Vaughn's been the beneficiary tonight.
Perez, third different starting quarterback for the Renegades this season, following Drew Plitt and Kyle Sloter.
Hey, Da Vinci. Motion right. Here we go.
I'm expecting Art.
Turn, listen up.
And it's a draw for Perez. That explains it. Luis Perez with the slide, and you get into the play calling what these things mean.
And that was awesome. Da Vinci, why? D, draw. And what did Da Vinci do? He drew a lot, right? So quarterback draw. You see two-man. That was a great check by Luis Perez. Not known for his athleticism or speed, but cover two-man. We talked about it earlier. All the guys underneath playing man-to-man coverage, two high safeties, no one accounting for the quarterback. He turns it into another big play.
Here's Damian Smith again. He's able to sneak through and pick up 3. In an alternate view of tonight's game with the enhanced audio Skycast feed on ESPN+, you get Skycam as a primary angle. Replays from this main telecast and enhanced audio from player and coach mics. And listen in with Dean Blandino, XFL VP of officiating in the command center. Damian Smith to the sideline. A little wobbly.
Hey, no. Here we go. Hey, block him. Block him right here.
Pointing it out to Brian Harriet. And movement. Oh, they were going, taking a shot.
Prior to the snap, Arlington called their first charge timeout of the second half.
Arlington uses the timeout. Bob Stoops' team clinging to an 8-point lead in the XFL championship. Let's take a look at tonight's progressive game flow.
Who better than the best running back in the XFL, Abe Smith, on 4th and short. They trust their offense. He breaks through and finds pay dirt as his head coach loves it.
We're going to do that. Just keep those guys calm, though. Guys, we're going to come back to the run. We are coming back to it. Don't get caught up.
Cole, all these offensive linemen just wanting to pound it, huh?
I love it. That's all you want to do is just run the football, set the tone, push some people around.
But why?
What, do you want to go backwards and try to pass protect for a quarterback? No.
I never knew offensive linemen had egos.
You just get your big behind in front of those pass rushers and let me deal back here, all right?
I need to trade paint.
Second down 6.
Turn, listen up.
Luis Perez finds his running back, Letty Brown, and he carries dudes with him to pick up a first down. Fans, you can join the conversation throughout tonight's game. The XFL Championship chat is open to all fans only on the XFL app. Grab your phone, scan that. Chat live with XFL fans and ESPN announcers John Triffin, Sam Acho, and Stormy Bonatoni.
Run.
I got a few questions for Sam Acho.
Like, where do you get your suits?
Indeed. Complete for a first down to Sal Cannella. Had the first touchdown of the game. That one goes for 15.
And Luis Perez is just seeing everything. I mean, every decision he makes is the right one. At least it has been up to this point. Now, that's the announcer curse, so I'll knock on wood right here in the booth.
That's a Formica countertop. I don't think there's any wood.
Yeah, it's probably some wood in there.
Here's Letty Brown, and he picks up a couple. Remember, DC without its top cornerback, Michael Joseph, and on the interior, Ron Reed, who left after the first play of the game due to injury. So Malik Fisher getting some run. Kelly Bryant back in at quarterback.
Obviously, last time Kelly Bryant in the ball game, 2 plays, 2 quarterback runs. So antenna has to be up.
Gotta go.
If you're on the DC defense.
I'd run Da Vinci. Bryant keeps it. Trying to find the edge, spins, and gets popped after a gain of 5. Fidel Brown cleaned it up, and he's happy about it.
Big collision there at the end of the play. Found like there was some room. That was a really nice job there by number 24, Antula Kelly. Keeping his run leverage, stay to the outside, keeping contained and allowing his big guy inside to come clean it up.
Bryant stays in at quarterback. He hasn't thrown a pass all year. Arian and Brown flanking. This is Brown, and he's in. Lenny Brown plunges in from 7 yards out. Arlington fans feeling it a little bit now.
And that's just a heck of a run there by Letty Brown. He gets one-on-one with the safety, Kentrell Bryce. Bryce is standing flat-footed. Letty Brown with tons of leverage, tons of momentum. And you could see the power on display from the running back from West Virginia. Was such a great player for the Mountaineers for so many years. Showing a little love, too, with the undershirt.
They're going to go for one. Only the 6th one-point conversion attempt of the season for Arlington. Bryant mishandles a slow snap and gets taken down, and they fail to convert. Renegades have scored on every possession tonight.
They are rocking and rolling. Doesn't matter if it's Luis Perez. Doesn't matter if it's Kelly Bryant, Letty Brown, or Devion Smith. This dog's a barking in San Antonio.
Letty, how big was that response from the offense after the explosive play from DC?
We knew we had to come out and keep our foot on pedal, so that's the game plan, and we just executed.
After your touchdown, I saw you show off your shirt. Would you mind telling me what that's about and showing us here?
I lost my dad October 19th of last year, and the last thing he had told me is to keep chasing my dream. And it's been a rough road, but I'm still out here chasing my dream, and now I'm playing in the XFL championship.
I know your father's proud of you.
Yes, sir.
Letty Brown, a Philadelphia native, back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons for West Virginia. Undrafted free agent in 22, signed with the Chargers, and joined this Arlington team in March after a trade with St. Louis. Luka Williams takes it out to the 24-yard line. We asked players earlier this week, what is your why? Why do you continue to go down this journey? Why do you love the game? Why do you play so hard? Now we know Letty's why.
Yeah, it's amazing. And every guy has such a unique story, whether it's TJ Barnes, for example, great defensive tackle. He wants to play so that his kids can see him play. AJ McCarron, that story's been documented, the quarterback for St. Louis. Played as a backup for a long time in the NFL, but never got a chance to be the guy. Wanted his sons to see him be the guy. It's just a remarkable story, and everybody's got one in this incredible league.
Tamu to the slant. That's good for a first down to Josh Hammond. 15-yard pickup.
This was tight coverage here. It was pretty well covered as that safety there inside for the Renegades. Will Hill just kind of gets lost a little bit with the play action.
Ready.
Tamu fits that glance right in there.
Here's Abe Smith, and he carries it straight ahead. This is a DC team that is down 14. Largest deficit they faced this season, but they're still, by record, the best team in the league. If you wanted to go money line on them right now, thanks to Caesar, you get them at plus 420. Is that a value buy?
Absolutely. 420 for the best team in the league. I'll throw some of your money on that.
Yes, please. Tamu trying to go back same spot, and it's batted down a little low, and Sankey was standing right there.
And this has been something that has been a little problematic for Ta'amu the last couple weeks. As those defenses have gotten more comfortable reading run to pass, they step up to the run and recover quickly. That time the defender almost gets a hand on it, and those deflections often wind up in the hands of the defense if they go vertical.
There you go.
Tamu with the draw. It's taken down by an ankle by Willie Taylor. He's a young buck out of Eastern Kentucky that's got a bright future in front of him.
Yeah, and a really interesting story, too, and a story of perseverance, one that we'll be watching with Willie Taylor. And a great play here on the quarterback draw, recognizing it and making it. So many guys, after their college experience, they opt to go train for the combine, train for pro day. Willie Taylor actually opted to play in the league, feeling like professional reps would be more valuable than training for the NFL draft. But he was draft eligible, went undrafted, but will be in an NFL camp. Be one that we'll be watching closely as maybe a way guys go about it in the future.
Here's Victor Bolden from the 11. They change the return man, and Bolden takes it out to the 20. 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. You mentioned the opportunities for these guys at the next level, and the invites continue to roll in. Now 60 different tryouts by 54 different players, not including the players that are on the field tonight. So that number will obviously grow when those invites are extended once the season ends for these two teams.
And it might grow significantly too. I mean, DC by itself, if you talk to Reggie Barlow, Fred Tice and Greg Williams, they think they might have as many as 15 guys that get shots at an NFL camp. So considering there's only 400 or so players, it's pretty impressive that nearly 1/5 of the league will likely be in a camp.
That ball is tipped and falls in. And the timing of this XFL schedule put together very deliberately to have the season end at a time where those players could take advantage of that opportunity.
It's ideal, as you can see some of the marquee guys. Ben DiNucci with the Broncos, Hakeem Butler with the Steelers, Peter Tamupenu, who's Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be with the Browns as well. I'd be surprised if he doesn't lock on, but it's a terrific calendar because you finish up your season the week of the NFL draft. If you make the championship, you still have a couple more weeks and still participate in all the OTAs, even if you play in the championship games.
Here's Davion Smith. And a finger in the face of Francis Bernard.
It's a big collision right here as Bernard, left unblocked, goes over and makes the play. Big third down here for DC's defense. They've struggled all night long, having given up 90% conversion rate, 9 out of 10 for the Renegades.
Right, but Lion, you got Lion across.
Perez has been magnificent on third down.
You got this right here if you want it.
Perez pressured and he dumps it incomplete. Bellamy put him on his backside. And DC gets the stop that it so desperately needed.
That was that wild defense. Greg Williams told me about it before the game. I told him I faced a similar look by Joe Lee Dunn at Mississippi State back in the 90s. He goes, yeah, who do you think told him about it? I said, Coach, I didn't know you and Joe Lee knew each other. But yeah, apparently that was one that they worked on. No defenders with their hands on the ground on that play.
First time Arlington has seen that look tonight. Marquette King, former all-pro punter with the Raiders, will kick it away for Arlington. Puka Williams driven all the way back to the 24. Fantastic kick by King, who led the NFL punting in 2014. That was a 55-yarder. 2024 season ticket deposits are on sale now for the XFL. Put a $50 deposit down now to secure your seat for next year. Visit xfl.com/tickets. Plenty of DC fans have made the trip. The only thing that didn't, the beer snake. Can't have a beer snake in the Alamo Dome.
Which is really unfortunate. I mean, the beer snake is the gift that keeps on giving, especially for those involved. As you can see, Seattle fans clearly have the makeup, as you could see the beer snake and the trash can that was used in DC last week to throw it all away. But let's not cry because it's over. Let's smile because it's happened. And RIP your beer snake, at least for 2023.
Just so ridiculous. Tamu steps out of trouble and right back into it. That's TJ Barnes with the tackle. You mentioned that Barnes was over 400 pounds. He needed to lose weight, you said, to get healthy again, get his life back on track. Did it so well, he ended up stepping back into football.
It's amazing, too. I mean, to see a guy at that size, I mean, to carry 400, and they've been so proud of how hard he's worked to get himself into shape, and to drop 70 pounds is just nothing short of remarkable.
Ta'amu after play action. Goes deep downfield, and it is caught! Josh Hammond will take it 72 yards. Down 8 here. DC can choose 1, 2, or 3-point conversions.
And this play took a little while to develop. Tremendous protection. See, Powell gets a little turned around. Ta'amu gets to it late. Powell almost closes to make a play on the football. It was terrific effort from him. But a well-thrown football there by Ta'amu, and a much-needed big play for the defenders.
Josh Hot Sauce Hammond, 4 years a Florida Gator.
Here we go, here we go. Ready, ready.
They're going to go for 2.
Hey, ram. This will not ever leave. Ready. Take go.
Ta'amu, little collision from Powell, and there's the flag, and they'll try it again a little bit closer.
Got the ball in the air. DPI.
Defensive pass interference.
Number four, we're going to go to the 1-yard line. Yeah. Pass interference, number 4, defense. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. DC will try for 2 points.
So now just from 1 yard out. Cash out's still the same.
They run for 2. I think they run same 46. What do you think? Little counter to the right.
Ready. Let go. 47.
Play that sprung Smith.
47, so they'll run it to the left. Same play.
Ready. Let go.
Here's Smith. And no signal. And unlayer him. I thought he was in. And we got multiple flags flying. In for the 2-point conversion.
We got him good here, so.
Dean Blandino sifting through everything after the play.
2-point try is good.
So I've got the try good. Far handheld's a great look. He's up. Yeah, and then sounds like we got unsportsmanlike for throwing the ball after the play. Correct. That's going to go on the kickoff.
Yes.
So the try is good.
For DC on the offense. Number 4 will write him down. His first towards disqualification.
So we got 4 UNS, and we're going to mark that off on the kickoff. The try is good. The try is good.
The ball at another player. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the succeeding kickoff. That's number 4's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game, and number 1 towards his ejection for disqualification.
One more would get him tossed. Here's why the flag came. Can't do that. Throw was on target.
Yeah, I mean, if he was aiming at TJ Barnes, it's a heck of a throw. And
let's get you Cole Kubelik.
Josh Hammond, first off, take me through the route. What was it? How'd you get open?
Actually, was just supposed to clear out the safety, try to let luck come behind me, but safety ended up staying low, trying to play the dig, and Jordan was able to find me in the back end.
I mean, honestly, when did you know you had it, though? When did you know it was 6?
Probably once the ball was halfway through the air. I kind of figured he didn't have enough ground to catch up.
That late?
Yeah, probably that late.
Thank you. Good job.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Greg, how often is it, I know that's not necessarily a dummy route, but a route that he's just supposed to run off, turn into an open receiver?
It happens a lot. And I think that's why Ta'amu was a little late getting to it, because he was so surprised. I mean, your eyes are never really trained to work from deep up. You're trained to look at that in-breaking route, and the knife route, if you will, the one that's cutting through the defense, is basically a guy that's never really involved in the progression.
They changed kickers, and that'll be a flag on Daniel Whelan, the punter, who's been in the kick in place of Matt McCrane. And the special teams have
illegal
left
kick,
a lot to be
kicking
desired.
team. The ball did not make it to the 20-yard line. The ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. First down.
And that makes it really difficult. Of course, the ball has to land inside the 20-yard line. If it doesn't, then it's an illegal kick. And that 15-yard penalty now ultimately turns into a 30-plus yard penalty because of the starting field position that Arlington will have.
Well, they put Whelan in because the kickoff came from the 15 after the penalty.
That's why guys can't do dumb shit. Fuck, man.
And that penalty from Abe Smith is what cost him.
I mean, they could kneel on it 3 times and kick a field goal with the 15-yard penalty tacked on from the actual touchback location. So it would be at the plus 45. Now it's all the way up to the 30. As you can see, Reggie Barlow understandably frustrated.
And despite the fact that there was a 15-yard penalty, you still have to get the ball in the air past the 20-yard line. Fantastic field position for Arlington. Luis Perez finds his receiver on the crossing route and rolls for Brown. He is in again. Lenny Brown's second touchdown of the game. That will cash your over tickets, folks. And it may be the difference in a championship for Arlington.
And a great job hanging in there as long as humanly possible as Luis Perez gets crushed right as he delivers the football. That running back option route takes a little time to develop. You got to buy time. They get Letty Brown working away from man coverage. He takes it the distance, and just a critical turn of events right there after DC cut it to 1-score game.
Costly mistake by Abe Smith for the penalty. Kicker pulled, replaced by the punter. And the touchback put Arlington in prime field position. An untimed down to finish the third quarter. Renegades will go for 1. And DC had 12 on the field. They got to use a timeout on a point after attempt. Well, it is just a massive meltdown for what had been the best team in the league. This week, Sunday Night Baseball comes your way from Fenway Park in Boston as the Red Sox host the struggling St. Louis Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Eastern with baseball tonight. That's the Cardinals Red Sox at 7 p.m. on ESPN and also streaming live on the ESPN app. Not what we expected from the defenders tonight.
Not at all. And the defense has given up some big plays. The offense just really hasn't had a lot of opportunities. I mean, the big story so far has really been their inability to get off the field on third down, and they've had some critical mistakes that have led to great field position for the Renegades, and they've cashed in just about every time.
Uh-oh. Flirting with ejection with the beer snake. Davion Smith straight ahead, tripped up, and short of the goal line. And an injured player for DC, but prior to that, it's Letty Brown with his father on his mind, and 2 consecutive drives ending in a touchdown for the former Mountaineer.
He was a late arrival, being picked up in a trade middle of the season, and he has been a huge factor in this game as he takes it in for another 6 and a 12-point lead.
Coach Long, every time DC strikes, your offense has had a response. What have you thought of the execution through 3 quarters thus far?
Execution's been great so far. You know, we got to keep it going because this is a dangerous football team we're playing. Obviously, offensively with Jordan Tamu. So we just got to keep the pressure on offensively. So far, so good, but we still got a long way to go. So
Davion Smith has been your cowbell all season long. What have you thought of the Letty Brown's play so far?
We like all of our backs. All of our backs have done a great job since they've been here, and Letty Brown he's picked it up a notch when Davion's been out. So,
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bell Cow, just so everybody knows, not cowbell. Thank you.
Hail State.
Yeah, I mean,
great job, George Katie.
I mean, who doesn't need more cowbell?
I knew you guys would roast me.
Luka Williams picked it back up. You heard Chuck Long talk about Jordan Ta'amu being such a dangerous quarterback. He knows him well. He was his quarterback with the St. Louis Battlehawks in the previous iteration of the XFL. What a story Ta'amu has been. He got to Ole Miss. Not much was expected of him. He turned out to be the second best passer in the SEC behind Tua Tagovailoa that year.
And was taken really by Ole Miss and Hugh Freeze as an insurance policy. Shea Patterson was their blue chip recruit. Ultimately ended up at Michigan because of Jordan Ta'amu's emergence.
Tomorrow on ABC, catch NBA playoff action. Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals between the Sixers and Celtics. Coverage begins with NBA countdown at 2:30. Then Game 7, Sixers, Celtics at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ESPN, and also streaming live on the app.
Got it ready. Set, go.
Here's Smith out of the backfield. In the West, there may be a correlation between what the Lakers are doing, what the Renegades have done to this point. Not how you start, but how you finish.
A lot of parallels there. Question is, who's the Renegades version of LeBron James? Is that Luis Perez?
Could be.
Here we go, here we go. Got it ready. Set, go.
One's complete on a dime to Lucky Jackson. All-league receiver out of Western Kentucky.
Empty left. 52, squirrel, slants. 52, squirrel, slants.
So you hear slants right here. Squirrel is to the left. That's to beat zone coverage. Slants, those are to the right. That's to beat man coverage. This looks like zone. You should be working to the left.
Tipped and picked off. What a play by Brandon Rusnak. He's still on his feet and spins his way inside the 30 in a determined effort to take it down to the 23-yard line. What a time for his first pick of the season for the former Michigan Wolverine.
And it's a great job of him reading eyes, and he closes quickly. Ta'amu takes a half second too long. Look at the extra hitch there. That allows him the opportunity to close underneath it as Rusnak tips it up to himself, makes an unbelievable catch. Terrific concentration. And then now giving Arlington tremendous field position inside the 25.
He got it! He got it!
23rd takeaway of the season for Arlington, best in the league. Another completion for Perez, this one to Victor Bolden. Katie George.
He has a look of shock on his face at this moment. Were you shocked when you intercepted it, or did you know that it was coming?
I didn't know it was coming. I just read the QB. Coaches highlighted his eyes the whole game. So that's just what I did. Yeah.
Thanks for the time. I'll let you catch your breath.
Yeah, thank you.
What a play by Rusnak.
Here we go. Get up.
Lenny Brown and tailback for Arlington. Another chance. And it'll leave 3rd and 1.
It's the imperative here to get off the field if possible. There are 3-point conversions here in the XFL, so even a touchdown, you stop Arlington's conversion. Still a 2-possession game, but time starting to become a significant issue for the DC defenders.
Here's Lenny Brown. Ended up picking up the first down with a stretch.
He is running hard tonight, man. I mean, Letty Brown just refusing to be denied. Talked to him earlier, mourning the loss of his father last fall. Running with a purpose tonight, finishing runs, and has found some great success in the absence of Davion Smith, who's a little shaken up with his ankle.
Arlington 10 of 12 on third downs tonight.
Here we go.
Perez giving a signal with a tap of the chest. Back of the end zone. Too much. Arcanado is the intended receiver. Tomorrow night, ESPN's coverage of the NHL playoffs continues. Game 6 between Vegas and Edmonton. Vegas leads the series 3-2, looking to win and move on to the Western Conference Finals. That's tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and also streaming live on the app.
Go. Gunned up right. Gator 5 on turbo.
Kelly Bryant in at quarterback.
They're going to have to call timeout. This has now been at least 2 or 3 times.
Fucking talk to each other.
How much of miscommunication occurs when you go to a second string quarterback?
I think a lot, because you see him running on the field, you think, okay, you're not necessarily looking at the number. You see a guy coming in, you think, oh, he's a receiver, whatever the circumstances are, I'll come out. So they've now multiple times been on the field with Kelly Bryant at quarterback with just 10 guys on offense because somebody unnecessarily came out alongside Luis Perez.
And it was a wide receiver that time.
It's just, they have to be able to communicate, and the quarterback has to make it very, very clear. So Kelly Bryant's got to make it very, very clear. Hey, I'm coming in. Luis is coming off. You guys stay put. That's now 3 or 4 times where that's happened, and burned a timeout there.
Fourth timeout tonight because of substitutions. Second time with Bryant at quarterback. Bryant keeps it and gets taken down without getting back to the line of scrimmage. Joe Wallace and Andre Mincy there.
Really the first time that Kelly Bryant has been contained. They've gone to that well 3 or 4 times now, and the quarterback run game has been really good for him. He's played really well so far. Just a limited role, but an important one nonetheless. Finally, here in the fourth quarter, it appears that DC might have found an answer.
Gotta go. Here we go. Hey.
Comes all out pressure.
Off his back foot, a lob to the end zone. It is bobbled and incomplete. Trying to find Canelo. Santos Ramirez had the coverage.
Just all out pressure, overloading the protection. As you can see, the unblocked safety forcing the ball quickly out of the hands of Luis Perez, trying to give his tight end Sal Canelo, who's your best matchup, a chance against Santos Ramirez. Could challenge it if you felt like it was pass interference, but it looked pretty bang-bang.
33-yard attempt from Russolino. He is 3 for 3 tonight. And Arlington leads by 15, under 10 to play in regulation at the Alamodome.
A ballet studio.
This Arlington offense is finding its stride at the exact right time.
Yeah, they are playing phenomenal football down the stretch. Of course, Luis Perez's arrival, it's an indicator just how important the quarterback position is. I mean, he has played so beautifully and has gotten more and more comfortable. And then tonight against one of the best defenses in the XFL as far as the pressures and the looks that they give you, and he has performed beautifully.
A flagless kick finally. Booker Williams forced out at the 30. Fantastic crowd in here tonight. A lot of folks coming in from DC. The Arlington fans have made their way in. 22,074 for a championship game on a neutral site.
As you can see, if you're into that sort of thing, 9.5 the current live line. Of course, that hinges significantly on this drive, but I think I would take the points. I don't know about you.
Ready. Jack, go.
Tamu trying to go deep again. Through the hands. The opportunity for Chris Blair, the best big play receiver in the league, was right there for the taking.
Wow, I mean, just a perfectly thrown football in the post. Chris Blair has been so incredibly reliable down the field. Ta'amu just can't believe it. Just has not been their night so far. Big mistakes time and time again.
He's been targeted 7 times. Blair only 1 catch tonight. And now 3rd and 10 coming up. It was Brandon Smith, the intended receiver.
T-Mac. T-Mac. 51, here, 51. You got the wheel, Here we go.
Tell him the back he's got the wheel, so he's got the up and out.
Ready.
In man coverage, he might be able to get an opportunity.
Tamu looking for him, and he just overcooked it. And DC has to punt it away.
What a turn of events. I mean, you have a terrific deep threat as these DC fans are looking on in disbelief.
No lemonade tonight.
We're with you, too, because that was shocking. I mean, you have a perfectly thrown deep ball that's going to be a touchdown 99 times out of 100. And they've had a few opportunities that have been left on the field tonight.
Victor Bolden. That one nearly hit the scoreboard. Here's Bolden backing up. Bolden can't quite find the edge. 52-yard boot from DC's Daniel Whelan.
As you can see right there, as you see Chris Blair, teammates consoling, but so far, a lot of time left. The Renegades are rolling so far in the XFL championship game.
What a run it's been for Luis Perez, not just tonight, but since he joined this Arlington team. He's thrown for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. And even though he took heat early, he's only been sacked once. And the journey that Luis Perez has gone on from a former wing T wide receiver, quit his high school team, to not starting a game until he made it to junior college as a quarterback, is on track to bring home a championship. Division II National Championship at Texas A&M Commerce, his second school. He threw for over 5,000 yards with 46 touchdown passes at Commerce. He'll keep it on the ground. Davion Smith back in the game. And Smith able to pick up 9. Career timeline in the pros looks like this for Perez. 4 different pro leagues. He's had numerous opportunities in the NFL, but has not taken a single snap in the regular season.
You can see he's played a lot of football. I mean, he is a professional quarterback. Even though he hasn't been to the highest level, hasn't played at the highest level, still his understanding of how to make everyone else around him better is a big reason why the Renegades are in position to bring home the ship.
When Las Vegas was eliminated from playoff contention, they were willing to move a quarterback, and they had Perez ready to go. And we talked with Luis Perez about the timing of that trade. He said, man, it was perfect. I needed an opportunity. They were going to go younger with Vegas, and then this opened up.
It's been seamless the way Bob Stoops and the offensive staff, both Jonathan Hayes and Chuck Long, deserve a ton of credit. Now, Luis Perez studied like crazy to get on the same page, but to be playing this high of a level this quickly is a testament to the coaching staff as well.
Brandon Arconado picks up 5. Bob Stoops has a chance to bring home another title. BCS national champions with Oklahoma in 2000. Was part of the national championship with Steve Spurrier of Florida, who's in the building tonight. There's Chuck Long on the left, Jonathan Hayes to Stoops' left. Those guys go back a long way to their playing days with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I know they've had a ton of fun being together, all college teammates, best friends, and opportunity to potentially chase a championship together.
On 2nd and 5, Perez being ridden down by Reggie Northrup. A lot of events in this building over 30 years. The last time the rodeo was in here, I'm not sure, but that looked like Northrup was trying to stay on for 8 seconds.
No doubt about it, and some contact there late too. As you can see, Northrup just kind of trying to ride him to the ground, and then looks like number 99, Joe Wallace, has been mixing it up all night tonight. Also adding some pressure.
Joe's had action after every play tonight.
Huge play here for DC defensively. Absolutely have to get off the field.
It's called their 3rd and final charge. A 30-second timeout.
Huh? Numbers press. Out route a little bit.
Renegades out of timeouts now with 5:25 to play. This week, Sunday Night Baseball comes your way from Fenway in Boston as the Red Sox host the Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Then it's the Cardinals Red Sox at 7 p.m. on ESPN, and also streaming live on the ESPN app.
Hey, no yo-yo, no yo-yo. Hey, listen to my signal.
Star Power in the building. I mentioned the head ball coach is in town. Watching Stoops and his son Scott Spurrier, tight end special teams coach Toby Key. Seen a lot of big Bob Stoops wins is in the building tonight too.
Absolutely. You hear Perez right here talking to his teammates.
Turbo, okay? Gun, zero right south. 82 scat, enter smash on turbo. Ready? Gotta go. Yeah, turbo. Here we go. Sit up. Ready? Raise the hood. Score it up.
A lot of soft coverage by DC. Throw some underneath for the first down.
Only need 4 yards. And there it is. And a first down for the Renegades and Brandon Arconado out of Washington State.
And that was a great route by Arconado. You see him work the defender. He's got inside leverage. He sets him up as if he's going to cross face. Then he breaks it back out. Excellent job there by Arconado. High percentage completion. Takes a little time to allow that route to develop. The offensive line gave Perez plenty of time. And now they're a first down or 2 away from putting this thing on ice.
Arconado was an academic All-American at Wazoo. Played for Mike Leach in the air raid. Here's Davion Smith again. As a hesitation gets him through the holes. Gain of 5.
Hey, Gun, hey, let's go. Trey right, G maybe, 34 jab duel. On turn, ready? Gotta go.
You hear Davion Smith telling his offensive line, man, help me up, man. I'm worn out here. Not at 100%. That right ankle's been getting him some fits.
Gotta go,
Begging his guys to help him out, but everyone's out of gas at this point.
Terrible, sit up.
2nd and 5.
See if the O-line helps him out now. Yeah, look at how quickly they get there. Yeah, oh yeah.
We got you.
Exactly. Oh, we had you last time too, but Sean Byer there, the tight end, and another offensive lineman. Looks like Mike Horton sprinting over to pick up their back. Good job, just north and south, physical run. Teammates there in a heartbeat to help out their guy. Their cowbell, if you will, right, Katie?
Exactly. Well said, Mac.
Auto.
Letty Brown now in at tailback. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight.
Terrible, sit up.
Brown being chased. Fantastic pursuit by Francis Bernard. There's a flag down.
Face mask, 43 DC. The ball's behind, so we're going to go previous spot, 43. Personal foul, face mask number 43. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Here's a reminder of just how shocking this score is. DC 9-1 in the regular season. Arlington got in as the second team to qualify out of the South. Shocked Houston in the South Division championship game, and now 3 minutes away from an XFL championship.
Listen up.
It's a testament to the coaching, too, just how improved Arlington is. From week 1 to now, it's not even close. They are by far the most improved team in the league, and they're the hottest team in the league coming into the night. Obviously, that's showing itself here in the championship game.
Gotta go.
Goes straight ahead with Lenny Brown, who picks up 2. Tomorrow on ABC, catch NBA playoff action. Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semis between the Sixers and Celtics. Coverage begins at 2:30 with NBA countdown. Then it's Game 7. Sixers Celtics, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ESPN, and also streaming live on the app.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Play clock is now 5. Sense of urgency.
Oh, fuck.
A ball on the ground. And DC comes away with it.
Let's go.
Opportunity for DC with 2 minutes of play. Reggie Northrup with the fumble recovery. It was a mess from the start.
It was trying to get guys to hurry up. Looks like the snap's pretty good, but the rush up front pushed Luis Perez away. And DC has a little life here with 2 minutes left.
ABC.
A little bit of bookkeeping after review. 2 seconds added to the clock, so that will buy DC another timeout before the 2-minute warning. And they get 2 left, down 15 in the XFL. 6 points for the touchdown. You get up to 3 points on the point after. So very much in this game, if Reggie Barlow's team can find some offensive strikes. Tamu hadn't hit on a deep ball tonight. Here's Blair. Absolutely punished. Held his ground, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning after the hit from Darren Evans.
Game clock out ready. Pitch will set the game clock in 2 minutes. It's a 2-minute warning.
And a big collision here as the defender Evans comes up and hits the flat route immediately. A big collision. A good job there by Blair to hang on to it, but now it's obviously hyper speed, and that's what you're telling your offense right now if you're Jordan Ta'amu. The clock stops after every first down, but still, obviously 2-possession game. You got the 4th and 15 possibility if you score, but you cannot waste any time down the stretch of this ball game if you want to try to steal the win.
Here we go. Quick score. We play 4th and 15.
DC's wide receivers have been great on deep balls all season, led by Blair, but he had the miss earlier. As a quarterback, you just don't have the feel for it some games, or can it return? Because Tamu's missed on a couple.
He has missed a couple, but for the most part, I mean, the defense has played really well. I mean, coverage has been good. He's made a couple bad decisions, and those have been somewhat catastrophic. But
here we go.
There have definitely been some plays left on the field by DC tonight.
Ready. There we go.
2nd and 7. Arlington drops 8. What a snag by Blair on a pass that was a bit high. A first down, and they'll hustle up. Gain of 20.
Of course, the clock stops, so you don't have to go absolutely crazy, but you can see right now, hurrying as fast as humanly possible.
Ready. There you go.
Drop 8 again. Tamu looking to pump and go. Goes all the way back across the field and finds his tight end, Alex Ellis.
Looks like they're going to call timeout here. DC is trying to preserve some of that clock after Ellis was dropped short of the first down.
2nd and 3, waiting for Reggie Barlow and Jordan Ta'amu. In the XFL, instead of an onside kick, you can choose to go for it on 4th and 15 and retain possession. Obviously, DC's got to score to get to that point. But if you're tied or trailing in the 4th quarter, you can run that play from your own 25-yard line if you don't want to attempt an onside kick. Now, the challenge there, with 1 timeout left and 1:41 to go, is the clock continues to run like a regular play.
Correct. But obviously, with the first down on the 4th and 15 conversion, you would have a little time to regroup before you had to snap it, as the clock will be starting on the ready for play.
Ready. There go.
Can turn into a bit of a fire drill. 2nd and 3. Ta'amu, pocket collapses. He took a shot, and he's able to convert it to Josh Hammond. It's a gain of 6.
That's the DC first down. There go.
Just a 3-man rush by DC, or by Arlington, as they drop 8 in coverage. You see the big hit there. Ta'amu wanted a late hit, but I think it was well timed there on the collision.
Ready. There go.
1:34 remaining. Ta'amu, they grabbed his elbow, and he's able to get it away with the double clutch. Here's Abram Smith for a first down. He gets pinballed around after a gain of 18.
You'd love for Abram Smith to get out of bounds right there, and he's still John, so they got to hurry, clock it right now.
And Ta'amu will do just that. 1:23 remaining.
Good job there. Ta'amu staying strong, got his arm kind of hit there for a half second. Finds Abram Smith out in the underneath.
Hey, high.
He turns it upfield.
Yeah, empty left.
Arlington 8.5-point underdogs coming into this championship game. For comparison's sake, there's only been 4 Super Bowl champions who are underdogs by 8.5 or greater. Most recently 2007 with Eli Manning and the Giants. And that's complete into the 5 and into the end zone. Josh Hammond's 2nd touchdown of the game. 1:17 remaining. DC fans still holding hope.
A great job there by Hammond running after the catch. Got the ball out really quickly. A tremendous effort there by the wide receiver. And of course, going for 2 here. The most logical explanation for sure. And then even if unsuccessful, still a 1-possession game here with the 3-point conversion, assuming they score again.
Ta'amu back to the end zone. Incomplete. Out of the back was Jazz Ferguson. .117 to play. Ta'amu finally some rhythm. You feel better about 4th and 15?
Absolutely. And that was a heck of a play there by Jazz Ferguson. Just almost got that toe down in the back of the end zone. That would have been massive. But now 4th and 15 from your own 25-yard line. Your quarterback's hot. Protection's held up pretty well. Get a chance now to continue the momentum that's been created by the last drive.
Cole Kublin.
Coach, I'm assuming we're going 4th and 15 here?
4th and 15 it is, right? We're trying to stay in the fight. Proud of our guys to get a touchdown right there, and let's see what happens.
Is there a play? Do you have a group of plays? How much have you worked this throughout the year?
We work this every Friday, right, all season, because our defense was getting it a lot early on in the season, so we've worked it. There's about 3 plays that we like. Hopefully we pick it up and try to make something happen.
Thanks, Coach.
DC was plus 2,000 on the money line before that last drive. It's now plus 850 if you still want to play it.
Hey, yellow.
1:17 remaining.
And Arlington, the last drive, opting to just go with the 3-man rush, drop 8 in coverage. See if they alter here, maybe bring a little heat or bring at least 1 more rusher to put a little more pressure on Ta'amu.
There you go.
He Needs 15 yards to keep the game alive. Over the middle, it is tipped and intercepted. Back on his feet to return his Kramer on the block, and Arlington gets the ball back with 1:08 to play.
It's all right. Love you, man.
Arlington led the league in takeaways. They get a key one.
And this is what great pass rushers do. This time it's Willie Taylor, guy that was playing college football, opted to go to the XFL. Instead of going through combine training and pro day training, he forces the ball to come out of Ta'amu's hands quickly. He can't follow through, doesn't get enough on it. As a result, it's tipped up and intercepted as a great pass rush delivers for the Renegades. What looks like a championship for Bob Stoops and Luis Perez.
Willie Taylor's season.
World champs, baby. Congratulations. Let's go. You too, brother. You too.
Ended November 26th in the FCS playoffs with Eastern Kentucky. And now he's on the field making a game-sealing play for Arlington. Victory formation for the Renegades.
Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Hey, stick.
Bob Stoops has won some big games in this building. Won the Alamo Bowl as the interim head coach at Oklahoma. Won a Big 12 championship over #1 Missouri in 2007. And he'll take home another trophy with a win here tonight. Into the line for this DC team, which was the best team through 11 games.
Just didn't have their best stuff tonight. Few interceptions. Ta'amu just 3 picks in the regular season, 3 tonight. Of course, the last one in a desperation situation. The team that was so good all year long is likely to come up short. And a team that just got better and better and better and better ultimately played their best football in the playoffs and will be crowned champions after a tremendous performance.
A lot of the guys in the staff won a national championship with Stoops at Oklahoma. He's been through this before.
Oh, man. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, appreciate it. Golly, that's cold. Why you didn't get a warmer bucket? All right. Thank you, Phil. I'm good. Good job, buddy. Good work.
It's a season that Bob Stoops really seemed to enjoy.
God damn it. Here we go. Come on. Sir, what's up? Hey, what the fuck? There you go.
And now the celebration can begin. 8.5-point underdogs. Outright winners. The Arlington Renegades are XFL champions.
Love y'all boys, man. Love y'all boys. Love y'all boys.
Luis, great job, bro.
Good job, man.
They raced out to a 14-0 lead. They held on through a third-quarter DC surge. And the Renegades pull away to win a championship. Sal Cannella had the first touchdown of the game. It just felt like no lead was safe against DC, but the Renegades defense was sensational all night.
And another thing that was remarkable about what Arlington went through tonight is that every single time DC cut it and got closer and closer, Arlington would answer. It was tremendous, tremendous perseverance, even in the midst of some adversity, that allowed them to distance themselves from a team that was consistently wire-to-wire the best team in the league.
Luis Perez won a Division II national championship. Now he's got an XFL championship. He's with Cole Kubelik.
Luis, you have felt the championship before, but I doubt you've ever felt one with the adversity that you dealt with earlier this season. Does it make it that much more sweet based on what you overcame the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, no doubt. The process, everything you go through in life really makes a situation. And like you said, all the adversity I went through, and to be here today and be a champion is awesome.
Why did it work? Why did it work with this group?
We got a great group of guys, great coaches, great support staff. Everybody's awesome. Great culture. I came right in, I fit in, and this is the result of it.
I feel like fit, sometimes we may overuse that term a little bit, but you seem to fit this offense, this personnel perfectly. What can young quarterbacks out there that are watching take from your journey? You have one team that leaves you behind, doesn't want you anymore. You get thrown into another team that's kind of struggling, and here you are, champion.
Yeah, to me, there's no such thing as giving up in my book. You can't really give up, because to me that doesn't exist. You got to just keep going. When you have a dream and you want something so bad, you'll find a way to get it done. And shoot, we're champs.
Or you just go to YouTube, right?
Or you go to YouTube. There you go.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
He learned to play the game off of YouTube. When he showed up at his first college, he begged for an opportunity. He got that chance as the 9th string quarterback. After injuries and attrition, he finally got a chance at junior college. He rode that to a Division II opportunity and won a national championship as the Harlan Hill Trophy Player of the Year. And now he's got more hardware to put on his mantle. What a run for Luis Perez, the ultimate underdog.
Incredible story of perseverance and belief. Even in the midst of doubt from the exterior, he refused to listen. Even after a team earlier this year quit on him, saying we're going to go in a different direction, we're going to go younger at the quarterback spot, we're going to put you down, we're not going to dress you, we're going to just kind of shelf you for now. And he just continued to stay the course. He got new life here in Arlington. What a great mesh that he was able to create with their offensive staff. The receivers, the running backs, the offensive line seem to really come together as a result of that gravitational force that is the quarterback spot. And nobody played better down the stretch, and he's now crowned a champion as a result of his tremendous play.
Great league. Cool gear. And Arlington fans, you can get your XFL champion shirts and hats. They're available now at xflshop.com. We've got a trophy to hand out. Danny Garcia and Dwayne Johnson will be on stage when we return. Arlington, your XFL champions. Time to hand out some hardware. 35-26, Arlington wins the XFL championship. Down to the field and Katie George.
Thanks, Tom. I'd say that they're eager. It's time for the 2023 XFL championship trophy presentation. A huge congratulations to your champion, the Arlington Renegades. I'd like to first introduce chairwoman and XFL owner Danny Garcia. Danny, how inspiring has this season been from your vantage point?
This season has been absolutely incredible, topped off by this Arlington Renegades win. I speak for ownership when I say the XFL is a league of opportunity. It's a league of our players. They are the game. Our coaches, they are the leaders. And this moment exemplifies that. This is also Coach Stoops' 5th championship win. And Coach, our trophy is very special. We have a space between the X, which represents opportunity and dreams. And you and your staff led this incredible team to that moment, to this open football that represents the future of possibility. Coach, congratulations to you, to your entire staff, to the Arlington Renegades. You are our champions.
Coach Stoops, they don't call you Big Game Bob for nothing. What a turnaround. I mean, it's a night and day difference from the beginning of the year to the way your team played tonight. What makes you most proud?
Yeah, of the hard work and the way we've turned our season around. The assistant coaches and the players really deserve the credit. They've stuck together, they've hung together, and here towards the end of the year, we've really hit our stride at the right time.
Have you ever experienced in your long career of coaching, decorated career, a turnaround quite like this?
No, not like this. And I'd say a big turning point was getting Luis Perez, getting our quarterback Luis in there. He really has galvanized the team, and they're really a strong unit right now.
Congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I'd now like to hand it over to a man who does not need an introduction, Dwayne Johnson, to present the championship game MVP trophy.
All right, before I give this MVP trophy to the MVP, I want to say congratulations to the Arlington Renegades, baby! And I got one thing to do before I give this trophy over, if you could hold this microphone. All right, I know. All right, I'm going to read this off. So this MVP, he threw for 3 touchdowns in tonight's game. He had 6 touchdowns in the XFL playoffs. 2 of his biggest games came against DC. He was traded. It's your roommate. He was traded from Vegas to Arlington midseason. He threw for 1,600 yards in the regular season with 9 touchdowns. He threw for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns in South Division Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, your MVP of the XFL Championship game, Luis Perez.
You've played in spring leagues and you've come close. Now you're an XFL champion. Can you describe what that means to you, what that means to your teammates standing behind you?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the excitement in these guys, man. We did it, you know, a long time coming. It was a rough start, you know, obviously getting traded here. But these guys embraced me, you know, great culture to fall right into, and shoot, here we are today.
Why was it a match made in heaven?
We got a lot of great guys in here. A lot of great guys, great coaches, great support staff. And when you have a culture like that, you have to come in and fit in. And I did that, and again, we're champs.
What kind of opportunity does the XFL provide for players?
Unbelievable opportunity, man. I can't thank you guys enough for this opportunity. I mean, there's guys at home that are wishing for this opportunity. Shoot, these leagues didn't exist back then, and now with this opportunity, shoot, this is it, man. We're all excited.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Let's give the Arlington Renegades one last round of applause. Your 2023 XFL champions. Tommy?
All right, thanks, Jenny. Great job. A fantastic season in the XFL. Special thanks to our production manager all season, Vic Morin. Tonight's producer, Alex Farmartino. Director, Anthony DeMarco. And our leader, our thoughts and prayers with Joe Taylor and his family unavailable to be with us tonight. What a game, what a season, what a league. The underdogs do it again, and the Renegades win a championship. For Greg McElroy, Cole Kublik, and Katie George, I'm Tom Hart. Thanks for joining us tonight in San Antonio and all season for the XFL. The Renegades are your XFL champions. Now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for your local news over most of these ABC stations. And so long from San Antonio.